Hello there. This is a stream where I need to test if things are actually working or not. Um, because I changed something big in OBS since last time, which is that I have multiple tracks playing. What is this? Okay, see, the thumbnail is different. I need to test if things are actually working or not. Okay, so things are working well. I don't know why the thumbnail is different, but you know what? I'll work on this. Is the description different? What is this? Okay, see the thumbnail. Oh my god, that's me reacting. Stream VODs archive, become a channel member. Discord for sending links, list and boosts I've seen. True. Okay. Anyway, so I'm back. It's been a long time. Can you believe it? I don't know what my excuse is. I've been busy. I don't remember what I've been busy with, but I've been busy with something. Probably a bunch of somethings. Was it Garden of Sinners? Did I finish that since the last time I streamed? I don't remember. It's been a while. Anyway. Pretty embarrassing having no plans, not gonna lie. True. It's been a while since I've had no plan for a stream. I have one topic, that's it, basically. And it's like not even a topic I can talk about for more than like a minute. Creedon is here saying hi, so hi Creedon. If Mr. Gems shows up, we can react to the rest of the video lead. Okay, if that happens, then we can. And then Heath is here, dabbing. So for context, yeah, Mr. Gems is a YouTube chatter here. And he has made a video related to Kyle Entertainment, and I'm featured in that video. And I reacted to part of it with Kyle on his stream the other day. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, then don't worry about it. If you know, then go to Kyle's stream and go watch that VOD, I guess. Anyway. So we'll check Twitter as we always do. This will hopefully remind me of all the things I've missed, but probably not. Oh no, I have to log in. Okay, wait a minute. Do I even remember my details for this, like... I don't even know. Okay, no, it's not that. Wait, what did I log in as? Oh, no, okay, we're good, we're good. I'm back on stream. I don't know why I was logged out, but here we are. Let's go. Let's zoom in. All right. What have we got? When the hell was the last time I streamed? I think I remember mentioning that I watched Black Mirror, so it was definitely since then. I think I've talked about this fan art. I thought it was very cool. Oh yeah, my great take about the Philip DeFranco show. So God, if anyone, the Philip DeFranco show, for reference, I don't know how popular this guy is. He's like one of my favorite YouTube channels. He's like a news channel. I'm sure you've all seen him at least. Hey, it's me. Oh my god, there's no thumbnail for this one. Yeah, this guy. I've been watching this guy since high school, and since like not even that late high school, like maybe like grade 9 or something, which is I guess pretty late, but I've been watching him for a while. Pretty much not every day these days, but like in high school, it's like every day. And something he used to do, and he still does like these days, but it's kind of not that relevant of an issue anymore, but it used to be back in the day, which is that he would have, either he would raise topics from things that he would find on social media, mostly Twitter, or he would have a topic that he wants to talk about, like some important news topic or whatever. And the way that he would present public sentiment is by sampling like a few different low impact kind of statements on Twitter made by people. And it always bothered me because I was like, I feel like this doesn't represent people. It just represents like a very certain, like he presents it as though he's representing the landscape of people out there, but it's like he's really just represented a very niche like group of people, especially back in the day when like Twitter was like less dominant in mainstream discourse. And I feel like by the fact that people like him, and as well as I'm sure like a million other outlets and places do it, I feel like that probably led to the creation of Twitter being so important in public discourse, because it's like, oh, that's where like all the news people go to like assess it. That's where I need to like talk about stuff, and that's where all the opinions are. And I feel like there is like a chance that if that hadn't been basically what I said here, I guess. I love the Philip DeFranco show, but I wonder how different the world would be if people in his position hadn't historically attempted to assess public sentiment. I feel like this practice shapes sentiment far more than it reflects it. So it's like the assessment of the sentiment itself. I feel like it feeds into the idea that these sentiments are true, and it like shapes the actual truth, and I don't like it, and it bothers me. And it bothers me every time I watch the show, the Philip DeFranco show, but it is what it is. Small thought, you know. I have no idea what character this is, but it looks cool. I know if I were to guess, it looks like a Kill la Kill character, but maybe it's not. I have no idea. It looks cool. Cool art. Have you watched ReZero? I've seen seasons 1 and 2, and I haven't read the light novel. But I don't know. I like season 1 and 2. Season 2 was very confusing, but I still liked it a lot. I think I almost cried, or I did cry in like one of the episodes in season 2, so it's really good. Anosa. I don't know what that means. Isn't that like Japanese or something? I don't know. Or is that a character? Who knows? Look at this. Naita and Uncle Darkness in Hell. Cute. Cute fan art. We have Asa and the devil on her shoulder. We love that. Very cute. Another great Madoka Magica fan art by Miki Fuhi, who I always tweet out stuff from him, retweet. We have this meme that was going around. I think this is the best one with Asa doing the thing and then Yoru kind of showing up as the shadow. Really cool. Oh my god, we get the very rare appearance of, also no spoilers guys in the chat for light novel Mushoku Tensei stuff, but we get Isolde Cruel. We get her fan art for, I very rarely see it, and it's really cool to see it, and I was so excited, and oh my god, when she's in the anime, I'm going to be so excited. So this was really cool. Oh my god, awesome. What else? Finished season 1. Mira's watching season 1, or watching Black Sails, I suppose, which is really exciting. That's a great show, by the way. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely go watch Black Sails. We got a Tersina, I think that's what it was called, fan art. Which is like, these characters, it is kind of funny how, at least so far in the anime, I'm not going to talk beyond the anime, but Linear and Persona have kind of like replaced Tersina and Mini Tona, and it's like very funny. In both like the actual story and in terms of like all the fan associated stuff as well, which is, I find that really funny. If you're, oh, this is the main thing about the manga deck stuff. We're going to talk about that. What else? The oppressive, oh yeah, I saw some, oh, it got deleted? Wait, what? What did they, maybe they, no, I can't block me. It's not even my account. That's interesting. Basically, someone tweeted about like, I think it was a fan art of, Vi, I think, that they'd made, which was good. It was like good fan art or whatever. And they said like kill all AI artists or something. Then I just said, oh, you know, it's like there's different representations, whatever. It is what it is. I've consumed a few things this month. I might have talked about this. I finished Baldur's Gate 3, which is kind of, I guess, unexpected of me because, you know, I don't usually play like big popular games like this, but I played it with my 3 friends. This was an interesting experience. And I finished Wonder Egg Priority, which, you know, as a great, I was just seeing if regular putting spoilers or not. We're good. We're good. This is a great, what was I saying? This is an interesting anime. It's a very interesting anime. Wonder Egg Priority. A lot to say about this. And I'm not going to be saying it now, I don't think. But holy shit, I'm so glad I didn't watch Wonder Egg Priority when it aired. Discussion seems to be filled with people attributing actual interesting writing decisions they disagree with to production meltdown consequences. It's so embarrassing. True. Yeah. Anyway, that's all the tweets. Okay. Good morning, happy Chainsaw Day? What does that mean? Is today Chainsaw Man Day, or like, is it Chainsaw Day? Like, I don't know, I have no idea. The chapter does come out in like 6 hours or something, right? Wow, Ari, thank you, man. Thank you for spoiling, man. What did I spoil? I don't think I spoiled anything. Maybe I spoiled Isolte's design, but you don't even know who that is. Isolte, my favorite of Rudy's wives. I got no comment, okay? I think Rudius is the weakest part of Mushoku. Literally every other character is peak and so likable, but Rudius is just rather annoying and extremely self-centered. Well, I like Rudius, okay? He's definitely my S tier. I mean, you can go see my tier list from when I first read the line novel, but I think Rudius is really good. Mainly because I think I like his inquisitive nature when it comes to magic. That's what I find the most appealing, I think. But yeah. Wonder Egg Priority started really good. They dropped the ball at the end. I think that's like the common sentiment. I do want to rewatch the show. There's a lot. Wonder Egg Priority is very like, it's like very clearly an abstraction in the same way that like Revolution Go Utena is and like Evangelion is, where it's like there's a lot of stuff going on in the show. It is funny. I did watch one Mother's Basement video and he was like outraged at the handling of the mental illness stuff, and I'm like, oh no, people are gonna be thinking this. It was very funny. Anyway, so the main topic is not really a topic at all. It's like 2 seconds of talking about it. It's the Manga Dex DMCA thing. I don't know what anyone has heard about this or read it. Manga Dex DMCA. I don't even know if this is like true. I haven't even looked at it myself. Oh, FAQ. This is what I need. I need an FAQ. This is perfect. Firstly, I've the only thing I've ever used Manga Dex for is I think Vinland Saga chapters used to be on here or something. And I think I read a few on here. I don't quite remember. Maybe this is a completely different site. So what happened? Manga Dex received a takedown request that affected approximately 7,000 titles. Is that like a lot? I don't know how many titles there are. It sounds like a lot. Who sent the takedown request? Also, who's this written by? I guess Manga Dex Compliance or whatever. Who sent the takedown request? The rights holders. Why didn't you warn about the incoming takedown? As a host, we're unable to provide any advance warning. Okay, whatever, I don't care. Are there more takedowns? My content was removed. Can I access it? Why is there a tick box in the chapter upload page? Sure that uploads are done in accordance with our terms of service. Okay. My red Marcus progress tracker gone alongside chapters. What now? We are working on a feature to restore this metadata. Okay. What does this mean for other chapters? Okay, well, this is like the most obvious things in the world, right? Like a chapter gets struck, or like a manga gets struck, and it's like, oh, can't read it anymore. Makes sense, I guess, right? Is there anything interesting here? Are you shutting down? No. Are you becoming Crunchyroll? What does that mean? Oh, does this mean like becoming legitimate and not like a piracy site or something? Because wasn't like Crunchyroll like a piracy thing? Isn't that what people say? I don't know. No one will care about any of this. I don't know. But he got taken down. All the things are gone, guys. All the chapters are gone. And I'm like, it sucks. Like I get it. Like it's probably annoying. And this is like more so I can completely, like in the case of discourse surrounding games and stuff, that annoys me. Okay, I don't like the gamers. I understand the anime and manga fans, and I think it's much more understandable to be upset by this because I think it is like a case where it's like there's so much stuff on here where it's like it's just not available to buy. There's like no good way to do it, and it's really annoying. So I can at least empathize with these people who are like, oh, you know, I was reading my thing on here and it was like, oh, there's like no way to do it. And it's like the only way I could do it is now gone because these like companies don't want me to have it in my country. I understand. But if you're like surprised by this or like annoyed at the manga decks for taking or responding to like a copyright strike, then you're like insane. And I think you're, I think I'd probably mute you on Twitter or something. Okay. So that's my position on this. Anyway. True, I wish he wasn't 40 years old too. He's actually not 40. I think it was 34 when he died, okay? He's like way older than 40 at this point. Mushoku Tensei world building is what the anime manga excel. That is true. Especially the anime. I haven't read the manga. You know what the manga excels at? Comedy. That's what I hear. I never finished it because of the production break. You should probably finish it. I guess it depends. Oh, wait, you mean like the recap episode? One exceptional thing about Wonder Egg Priority... But, you know, I'll just say one thing about it. It's truly exceptional that I knew there was, like, a production issue. Like, it's the one thing I knew about the show. That, like, oh, there was, like, a meltdown. Everything went bad or whatever. The show looks really good. There is no noticeable drop in production quality after, like, whenever the recap episode was. You cannot tell. The finale episode, you can probably... The only one you can probably tell a little bit is the finale episode. And when I say the finale, the one that came out like months after the rest of the episodes. All the others you cannot tell. And if you tell me you can, I think you're kind of crazy. Which is pretty crazy. Because I was expecting to at least see something. Because I was like, oh, this really struggled. But then I guess like after reading a few Reddit threads, I'm like, I guess people don't really care. Like the production was bad. Because it wasn't. Like they're not like saying, oh, the production fell off in terms of like the animation or art or music or directing or any of that. They just care about the writing falling off. When you can probably read through lines here. Obviously, I don't think the writing fell off, so I don't know what to say. But yeah. Anyway, manga Skull, true, but I have to give the manga a chance. Like I haven't read the Mushoku Tensei manga. Yes, happy day because new Chainsaw Man chapter. True, I'm excited. I am Chainsaw Man Part 2's strongest defender for some reason. I don't know why, but that is what I am. Mangadex is where the most of the pirating sites rip their stuff from, I think. Okay, I guess that kind of makes sense. Because I remember when when the Vinland chapters were coming out, there was like, I remember there was like an interface where you could select like different versions or something. And it was like where I think it's where Project Vinland would like actually upload stuff. And I was like, oh, okay. So it's not like what was the other one? Manga for Life or whatever that I think is like gone now or something. Where it's just like there's one version of each chapter. It's like there's like a bunch and it's like a different translations and different like interpretations of stuff. And yeah, it was kind of interesting. If I'm thinking of the right site, which I think I am. Watching Apocalypse Hotel show is extremely good. Total recommend. Never heard of it. Apocalypse Hotel is an anime, movie, TV show, some anime. Interesting. Okay, cool. You know what's funny? The fact that like I think back now to when people were first mentioning Free Run in my stream, and not for a second did I think it would become like one of the most popular anime of all time, and everyone's heard of it, and even like normie people who don't know how to anime are like, oh my god, I watched Free Run the other day. It was like it's actually really good. It was like deep for an anime and stuff. You know how many times I've heard that from like non-anime people? It's crazy. So who knows? Maybe the next show like that will be Apocalypse Hotel. You never know. MangaNext is huge and was the best place to go for many years, and 7,000 titles is quite a lot. Like, this is bigger than 9/11, dude. Maybe. Is 7,000 a lot? Like, I don't know how you... I mean, they would know. I have no idea. If you told me there was, like, 300,000 manga, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that sounds about right. If you told me there was, like, 10,000 manga, I'd be like, oh, yeah, that sounds about right. I have, like, no basis for how much manga is out there. Like, I guess we can, like, estimate it. Oh, we can't even estimate. I was going to say, like, how many... If we can calculate how many manga come out every year, then we could, like, estimate... Say it's been around for, like, 80 years or something. Or say 50 years or something. Like, how much is there? But I have no idea how much comes out every year. I love the Wonder Egg fights. They were visually interesting. I watched a documentary on that. On what? What? I've talked about so many things. A documentary on what? God. You know, I chastise my chatters for not giving context, but I am the exact same way when I'm in someone else's chat. I just assume that they're going to read it immediately, know what I'm talking about. I'm a part 2 defender too. I am with you, bro. We got to tough it out. Thank you. I'm glad. Just use Shonen Jump manga. Excuse me. Just use Shonen. What does that mean? Like to count or to... Because that's where I read stuff. Shonen Jump Chainsaw Man. This is where I read The Great Chainsaw Man. I go to this website and the latest 3 chapters are free. You got no excuse. If you're an English reader and you want to read Chainsaw Man, you just go here. It's completely... This is official. It's free. It's like instantly up the time that the chapter is up. Like, I don't know. You got no excuse not to read here, I guess. But for a lot of other stuff, it's like not that easily available, and I kind of understand, you know. They do like 3 new manga, maybe 1 to 2 times a year. Interesting. Well, I guess we can do the calculations. Let's say they do 5 a year, times that by how many years are we going to go? Let's go like 50 years. There's been manga been for 50 years. 250? That's like nothing. That's like nothing compared to 7,000. Oh my goodness. So I guess the majority of them are like from smaller places, I guess. Isn't Shonen Jump like the main like front page of like this is where all the young people manga is? I don't know. Manga for Life and Manga C were the exact same site. Basically, the owner of those just updated his code and UI, and now it's Weeb Central. Interesting. They'll probably end up in jail eventually, right? If they keep doing that. I don't know. Can you end up in jail for like copyright stuff? Maybe. I have no idea. I guess it would. I have no idea. 7,000 different manga. There is definitely so many niche manga that will never see the light of translation again. Whoever said this is like burning of the Library of Alexandria is right. That is true. I mean, there's almost certainly someone out there who's like backed up all of this, right? Like without a doubt. I would like bet my life that someone has got a copy of every single manga that is on this website. So I wouldn't worry too much about like losing stuff, right? I guess it might be difficult or it might take time for someone like that to like come out and like publicize it, but it's almost certainly out there. 7,000? I guess my intuitions are just like very off because I don't have any strong intuitions on this, but people are like 7,000 is like a lot. Like if you told me 7,000 Netflix shows got removed, I'd be like, that's like nothing, right? There's like so many shows out there, but I guess maybe there's not that much manga. I don't know. Chainsaw Man Part 2 has a deeper story, but it does feel like it takes longer to move the story when compared to Part 1. Part 1 felt like every chapter was needed to move the story. Well, I think definitionally every chapter is needed to move the story. But I guess I could understand what you mean, but I don't agree. I don't know. I also don't know if Part 2 is deeper. Part 1 was pretty deep. I'd say, to me, it's like one story. It's like, it feels a bit arbitrary to split at Part 2 and be like, this is where the story changes, because, I don't know, it's all the same story. It's by the same guy. I don't know. But, I don't know. Going to jail for pirating is like winning the lottery. Maybe. I mean, it depends, right? I guess, yeah, statistically maybe, but... Wasn't there some guy who like pirated stuff from MIT and wasn't it the Reddit creator or something? Am I crazy? He like went to jail for like 20 years or something. He's still in jail or killed himself or something. I don't know. Crazy. All right. I don't see how anyone would ever want to upload there again at this point. Stuff is just ripped down, no warning, nothing. I don't understand. How is it the website's fault? If you read between the lines whether or not you won't be able to, someone else on the forums like this, okay, whatever. All right. My understanding is that if you get a takedown, then you have to like respond pretty quickly, but maybe you don't. Maybe you get time. I don't know. I'm no expert of copyright stuff, especially international law, right? Anyway. Okay. Now, do I have a single other thing to talk about on the stream? Oh yeah, wait, there's some videos. People sent videos, that's right. Over the past few streams that I haven't watched any. Oh my god. Firstly, I have 2 lights right in my face here, and also the Discord window is really small. Okay. We have this video. So that's the Last of Us one, I guess. We have this video. We have... Did I not watch this last night? Oh, I guess last time was the big Hassan Ethan debate, right? This video. And this video. Okay. Oh, what is this? I saw on TikTok that Speed reacted to The Last of Us. And I was like, okay. He's popular, right? I've seen Aisho's Speed streams, like when he's walking in like China or whatever. I find them entertaining. I think he's a good streamer. But as a person who likes reaction videos, which is me, I could not understand anyone wanting to watch this reaction, I guess. Because I feel like when Speed is streaming, he's a performer. He's not genuine in his reactions. He reacts to a certain character that he portrays, right? Like when I'm watching him react to The Last of Us, I'm going to be watching the character of Speed reacting to it, not like a real person. Darren Watkins or whatever his name is, you know? Like I don't really understand the appeal of it, but he's a famous person. What reacting to The Last of Us, I kind of get it that it's so popular, but yeah, I don't know. There's my opinion. Are you happy, Kyle? All right. I like your wait, what? I like your Last of Us videos? Mine? You mean like on Kyle's channel? Now the season is over. Do you plan to watch another show next? Probably not. I don't know. I mean, there's always like a million shows. The next like discussion series will be Serial Experiments Lane. And I'm also trying to convince Kyle to watch a few things. And obviously we have other movies on our list. I don't know, there's a bunch of stuff. A week-to-week show? Not really. We probably should do something like that. Like we should always have a currently airing week-to-week thing that we're watching, because it'll get views, it'll be interesting to talk about. Doesn't require much time, especially if it's like an anime or something. It's probably a good idea. I'll keep this in mind. Anyway, do we care about... We have video games. We have... Oh god, we can watch like 2 seconds of this, okay? I don't know what this is, but... Oh my god, bro, I just want to speed it up. I just want to put 1.5. Okay.
Can you figure out these Australian snacks? I'll give it a try. I mean, you only get your due day on the catwalk as a country for a brief amount of time. If I can find 2 quizzes, let's do it, man. By the way, I think the answer is definitely no. This is
a... I mean, it looks like a red skin, but I have no idea what it is. Some, like, candy you suck on? I don't know.
Red Leicester. It's Alan.
I wonder what it is.
I gleaned that part. That's a crayon. I don't know what that is. It contains milk, though. I can see that.
Wait, could I do this? You think? Australian candy sporkle. Oh god, I don't know what you call these. Hundreds of thousands coated chocolate. There's no way it's like freckles or something, right? Oh, it is. It actually is freckles. Oh my god. I've never seen this in my life. I have no idea. Some caramel thing. I have never seen this in my life. Mars pods. Wait, pods? Okay, just pods. This is that, like, dinosaur... This is gross, whatever this is. I don't know what it is, but I don't like it. This is like the most delicious, like, chewy, but not chewy, like, chocolate candy. I have absolutely no idea what it's called. This is a Golden Gay time. Alright. Used to get these at school. In the canteen. A cherry ripe, of course. Tim Tams. Okay, just Tim Tam, I suppose. I don't know what this is, but this is also disgusting. I don't like it. It's like a marshmallow, like, chocolate thing. I don't like it. This is an orange flavored thing, and I don't like it. I don't know what it's called. I have no idea how people know these names. This is a Whiz Fizz. I don't know how to spell it. Whiz Fizz. Am I crazy? Whiz Fizz? Okay. Some off-brand Dorito? I have no idea. Or is it just a Dorito? Doritos, no idea. I have no idea what some Willy Wonka thing. Are these like Australian animal chocolates? I've never seen that before. Cheezels or is it Cheezels? Okay, Cheezels. Easy. Tiny Teddies. Used to have these at primary school and a bit of high school, I think. These are really nice. I have no idea what they're called. I like them a lot though. These are Minties. No, are they not? Mints? Minty? Oh, are they? Wait, what? I have no idea what they're called. I thought they were called Minties. These are lifesavers, but they're like... What are they called? There's like a name for them. I hate these, whatever they are. I don't know what it is. Is it a red skin? I have no idea what it is. Okay. Also, no idea. Never seen that. These are they shapes? Okay, yep. Caramello koala. There we go. Looks like a crunchy, but it's not a crunchy. I don't know. This is is it a minty? A mint? Mint? Minties? I got it. Easy. Some bug thing that I've heard referenced before. Beetle. Bert Beetle or something? Bertie Beetle? Oh, it is. Bertie Beetle. How many are there? Oh my god. Okay, I'm almost done. Twisties, a classic chip. We love them. And then sour cream chips? I got no idea. Onion and I got no idea. All right, 13, not bad. All right, how did I do compared to most people? Oh, I did worse than everyone. Okay, that's great. All right, I wonder if anyone had anything to say about that. All right. He plans to watch Severance, so true. That is true. I do plan to watch Severance. Probably not with Kyle though. Maybe with Kyle. I don't know. You're on Kyle's videos, of course. True. Excellent. Speaking of Australia, I started watching Smiling Friends. Loving this show. Never heard of it. I don't watch any Australian things, okay? Oh, God. I don't like the art style. I don't like it. Especially if it's Australian. Oh, my God. Geez, who asked for this? It was the great... Let's scroll up. Well, I mean, no one asked for the thing, but the video was by the great Paris. Long-time viewer of these streams. I first heard about Smiling Friends literally yesterday, and they said it was good. Tim Tams is the GOAT. That is true. Was I raised in a lab? No. What, because of how well I did in this test? Anyway, let's see what the Northern Lion says. Oh, we didn't get the answers.
These are Arnott's chicken crimpy.
No, they are shapes.
I don't know what to say, man. I'm not gonna get any of these. That's Fredo the frog. Surprise!
Boof. Jesus Christ.
Is that an order, sir? Is that an order? I would say there's a surprise inside if you follow the instructions on the package.
My nose
I
is so
could
itchy.
not possibly tell you what this is, honestly. I've never seen it before. Oh, well, okay. Walker's tomato chips.
All right, wait. What's something where he should know it? Oh, is a big spike here? I wonder why.
Salsa thins. They're just called thins. Thins, light and tangy.
Oh, Golden Gate time, of course. This was a big meme back in high school, you know, when we go get a Golden Gay time, and you can only imagine the jokes that would stem from that.
What you're doing with your packages, okay? First you had the boof one. I don't want to read this package. Nothing wrong with it. It's just
all right. Well, crazy. Oh my god, my nose is so irritated. Alien pretending to be human? No, not real. Okay, your audience probably isn't that dumb. The Last of Us Season 2. Oh no, 25 minutes. We'll see. We'll watch part of this. We'll see how it goes. So Last of Us Part 2 spoilers, guys. Especially even for the game. So be warned. I'm going to spoil that a certain character dies and so on and so forth.
Today's fan sponsor is Goblin Society Games. Be sure to stick around at the end of the video for more information on their D&D
Never heard of the
products,
sponsor.
and thank you to them for making this video possible.
All right, looks like most people want to see the video about writing women next, so I'll start working on that while I watch these new episodes of The Last of Us, which I'd also really like to make a video about one day, but for now I'm just casually watching a TV show and writing a different thing that people specifically asked for instead of something I'm mad about.
What do you call grizzly's ribs? Barbecue.
God damn it. Hi and welcome back
That's
to
a good
one of
one.
these videos, only 2 weeks after the last one, and it's about something that's not even done airing yet. I finally did it. Don't
This person talks fast. My
get
goodness.
used to it. What's that? I'm being told I do need to get used to it. because that is the new upload schedule. Thank you for all your suggestions on the last video. I will be getting to them, but first, I had this thought, completely unrelated to anything I watched recently, of course, but also spoiler warning for everything in The Last of Us. I was thinking about how much information people can naturally infer from a scene, even with minimal or vague dialogue. Let's say you're at a restaurant eating alone because you're cool and secure and that's fine, and you see two people at another table across the room. It's a man and a woman, similar ages but otherwise very different in appearance, and the woman is smiling and looking at the menu while the man is quietly stirring a coffee and not making eye contact. The woman seems to be talking, but the man isn't responding much. Eventually, he says something, and her smile drops. She carefully lowers the menu and listens. He says something else, uncomfortably shifting position and still not looking directly at her.
That's a dad and his daughter.
He reaches for his hand across the table, but he pulls it back and speaks into his coffee one more time. She frowns and starts crying.
And their mother is dead, recently deceased.
He finally looks up and starts to say something else, but she holds up a hand, stands, and leaves. He stays sitting, doesn't move for a while, and then sighs and takes a sip of his coffee. Even though you've heard nothing they've said, you likely already have a ton of assumptions about their relationship
Dad, daughter, mum recently died, and she's upset about it.
and the conversation they just had. You would most likely guess you'd witnessed a breakup, and not a super
Huh? Wait, did he say they're like really big difference in age or something?
mutual one. It could be something else. Maybe they're adopted siblings, and the girl really wanted her brother to try the coffee at this restaurant, and he told her he didn't really like it, and that hurt her feelings. But probably not. We're obviously making assumptions here.
Okay, maybe I didn't understand that. Wait.
Restaurant eating alone because you're cool. And this thought, completely unrelated to anything I watched recently, of course, but also spoiler warning for everything in The Last of Us. I was thinking about how much information people can naturally infer from a scene, even with minimal or vague dialogue. Let's say you're at a restaurant eating alone because you're cool and secure and that's fine, and you see two people at another table across the room. It's a man and a woman.
Okay, two people across the table, man and woman.
Similar ages, but otherwise very
Oh, similar ages.
different in appearance, and the woman
Okay. I just misheard. I thought it said like big difference in ages or something. Okay.
is smiling and looking at the menu while the man is quietly stirring.
Well, there goes the experiment. My god, I misunderstood it. Different in appearance. Okay, never pays attention. True. Can we not watch videos with comedy, please? Okay, we're getting through it, okay? Alright. Wait, there's so many messages. Almost halfway through the year, you at Marine... What is that? Marine Ford yet? No idea. I recommend Smiling Friends, but the humor is pretty crude, so it's not for everybody. Well, I don't appreciate humor usually, okay? I don't watch comedies, so I probably wouldn't like it, but you never know. Can we watch videos of comedy, please? He just said they're the same age. I just missed it, okay? I told you, this guy talks fast, okay? And I'm watching 1.5. I didn't even consider going down to like 1.25, then I thought, no. It already never pays attention, he's not perceptive. True. That's why he likes the... Why do you think I like it? Kyle's the one who likes it. I don't even like this show. But I was almost giving it up after the bad Joel episode, okay? Kyle said it was an 8 out of 10. I'm like, oh, I have a lot of issues with this show, okay? Too dumb to get the game. Sophie reference. Sophie reference? Maybe. Okay, good. All right. Latest episode was good. I can say that. Anyway.
We know there's only so many things that could have happened. And that's just broad strokes. You can and do read into a bunch of tiny little details every time you observe people. Things like how they're standing, where they're looking, what they're wearing, how their facial expressions change, and what they choose to say. Talking is just another action and one of many ways to communicate what someone is thinking and feeling. Because of this, I don't hold fast to the whole show don't tell rule in writing. I think it's a fine criticism, but it doesn't actually help that much as a writing tip because it sounds like characters who just never talk about what's going on. But dialogue is a perfectly fine way to deliver information to the audience as long as the character would say that thing. Writers get into trouble when they forget the audience isn't actually in the movie, and so no character would choose to say something out loud purely for our benefit. But in my experience, people do explain things to each other. Characters will often naturally be talking about the thing we want to know about because that's what's happening to them and they also want to know about that thing. For example, if your main character is into a boy at her school and he starts exhibiting traits of being a vampire, it would be weirder if she didn't verbally confront him about that by taking him out into the woods alone and listing off all the strange things he does while he makes an expression like he can't stop smelling every bad smell he ever smelled and then zooms
Twilight
around and rips
reference.
off little
I haven't
pieces of
seen
trees
it.
like a very cool, strong boy.
I'm designed to kill.
Now, could you do that scene differently?
Yes.
No, it has to be exactly like that.
The skin of a killer.
Twilight. Other times, we're being introduced to a concept the characters are already very familiar with, so they have no reason to address those things directly. This is where our ability to just figure it out comes in handy. I think back to when I first played Half-Life 2 a lot, because in that game, they tell you absolutely nothing about what's going on. The characters you're interacting with do not care if you're caught up. They're just like, oh, thank God you're here. Put on the armor and go. We'll explain later. And they don't explain later, but by the end of the game, I know that Gordon Freeman was yanked 2 decades into the future by an interdimensional being to make sure he survived while Earth was brutally attacked and subjugated so that he could come back at just the right moment and save the day. A bit late, considering the aliens have already obliterated society with biological warfare, wiped out the Western Hemisphere, drained the Earth of all its resources, but a resistance has formed out of the remains of the company responsible for this whole mess, and they have lots of guns for you. How do I know all that? I couldn't tell you. I just picked it up along the way. Enough people said enough things about their own lives, and I compared it to what I was looking at, and before long I had a functional understanding of what had gone down. Now, I'd argue they could have been a little more explicit because I was confused for a while, but it still eventually worked, and it never took away from the experience for me. I think there's a lack of trust in audience attention spans these days, and writers fear being misinterpreted for even a
So I don't have much of an issue with... I mean, I have like... Obviously, I don't agree with any of this. I do have an issue with this, what he just said about like,
from the experience for me. I think there's a lack of trust in audience attention spans these days, and
yeah, like why, like like what's the evidence for that, I guess?
writers fear being misinterpreted for even a moment. So a quick
Like that's a statement. I mean, maybe he'll give evidence, but like, that's like, the rest is like arguable. This is like a very clear factual stating, right?
easy way to feel better about that is to have your character say things like, as you already know, the president's favorite Tamagotchi was stolen by politically neutral but randomly violent terrorists. And so we're airdropping you into a country that hasn't recently been in the news to retrieve it. You'll be working with your old partner who you had a falling out with for reasons that are serious but also sympathetic. And then that guy comes out and is like, well, if it isn't my old partner, Kevin. I haven't seen you since that mission back in 07 when you almost got me killed. I swore I'd never forgive you, and my name is Nick. And then the hero goes, hey, as we both already know, I'm a little selfish and addicted to an unspecified pain medication, but at least I'm loyal to the end and never suffer any major consequences of my risk-taking. And then they glare at each other for a few seconds until they both laugh and the tension breaks and they kiss. I'm very familiar with the desire to get your audience up to speed as quickly as possible. It can be paralyzing, and it took me a while to learn that even if someone doesn't know everything you know about your characters, they're gonna be okay. You know what happens after this scene ends? Another one. Usually, characters can be defined over time. Information can be learned slowly, in pieces. Movies actually take place over the course of several hours at a consistent speed. Pacing out the reveal of information is the strength and arguably the purpose of narrative cinema. So if I learn everything right away because your character reads me their Wikipedia article, what am I sticking around for? In Arcane, Silco and Vander allude to a shared past multiple times for the first couple episodes. When Vander sees Silco again, he's more concerned with the violent death of their friend and his own physical vulnerability than discussing the current state of their relationship. But we still understand what's going on, because frankly, we're not that dumb.
We shared a vision, Vander.
Hold on. Do these two guys know each other? At that point in the show, we have not been explicitly told that Silco and Vander are good friends who fought side by side in a revolution, but we still know it about as much as we knew the two people in the restaurant were breaking up. And then later, after Silco has captured Vander, we still get that conversation, because by then it makes sense, and it happens in character. Silco does do some monologuing, but it's not for our sake, he's just kind of that guy. Man, Arcane is good. Too bad we only got the one season. Withholding information is actually a filmmaking tool, and you can use people's incorrect or subjective assumptions to take them on an emotional journey and make a point, or just to be funny.
They're horrible, terrible, so bad, so bad. They're all we have left.
So we're in.
Letting your audiences fill in blanks on their own is not the same thing as dangling mystery in front of their face.
All right. I don't know if I'll have anything to say about this. It's fine. I don't know. Like he's talking about, I don't even know what to say. What can I possibly say about this? I don't quite know where the judgment, like, or where like the thesis of the video is going to be. I guess it's probably it's going to be a criticism of like, you shouldn't have to sometimes say the obvious because people aren't that dumb and they can piece it together. But sometimes, I mean, it maybe in the context of The Last of Us Part 2 or whatever, it'll make sense. Like, I think what he's saying makes sense, where it's like, the tone of The Last of Us Part 2 is pretty serious. So to kind of have moments where the audience's reaction is to be like, oh, like, isn't that really obvious? Why are you saying that? I guess it would take you out of it. In other situations, though, it can, like, create comedic moments, right? Like, it can portray character as, like, absurdly dumb or something, even when they're not meant to be, and it's, like, a funny thing for an audience, right? There's, like, different... You can interpret it differently. I don't know. This is fine. Anyway. Leonardo loves this show. That is not true. I like certain parts of it a lot. I heard what happened in the latest episode, and it's probably worse than the One Piece live action. I don't even know what happened in the latest episode. But unfortunately, Miller can't have an opinion, you know, because he hasn't watched it. Is this whole episode just explaining what good writing is? Maybe a lot of, I think I don't know, because I probably won't finish this because I don't necessarily want to watch this for 24 minutes. A lot of my message don't go through because it's like hateful and inciting violence against Ari. That is probably happening. Yeah. When I started streaming today, the chat gave me a notification, like it's like, and it said like, oh, you should manage your chat by doing this and this and this. And I'm like, oh, interesting. And I don't know why it popped up at that point, but yeah. Lamar Half-Life 2 is too deep for him. What? It's not that it's deep. Oh, unless you're saying you like misinterpreted. I don't know, but he's just saying that like a lot of the things that you learn aren't explicitly said in dialogue, right? Guy in the video finally slowed down. True, very funny. He can give another example, please. It needs to reiterate his point 50 more times. Well, it's probably important to give examples. You can probably also find counter examples somehow, right? But if you're presenting an argument, you probably wouldn't present them. I don't know. Unless you want to make a convincing argument. Twilight Saga is enjoyable if you take it as comedy. Edward is a guy that is over 100 years simping over a teenage girl. Also, final boss is a bunch of Italian people. That's kind of what I was trying to say about the tone. Where it's like, one man's bad dialogue is another man's comedic tone. Of treasured comedic tone. I don't know. Whatever. Around this video is just endless examples to pad out the video. I mean, it depends. Would you say examples like serve toward an argument? Because then it's not padding out, right? But, yeah. You gotta, Miller, you might be a genius who is aware of exactly what this person's saying, but there's a lot of people in the audience who are like, oh, I kind of get what he's saying now. And, oh, here's another example. I've seen Arcane. Yeah, that's a good example. You know, it's like, it's working for them. The Great Arcane premiere show, don't tell. The premiere show, don't tell show. That is true. Skip to the Last of Us part. I'm not skipping around in this video, but I actually, oh, we're almost there. We're almost there. We'll get to the Last of Us part. No, skip to my video. What did Miller send? Oh boy, we'll get to that.
It's actually just a more precise use of recontextualization, which I talked about in a past video. For example, you could introduce two close characters who are going through a rough patch and not communicating their feelings, only for one of them to die unexpectedly with that conflict still unresolved. And you could leave the details of the conflict vague because there's no reason these characters who haven't been talking to each other for a while would suddenly need to re-explain their feelings. But it's okay, because that's not important yet. The bond between these two was more powerful than whatever their conflict was, and we learned that when the survivor goes on a guilt-fueled revenge mission. We feel for her loss and her lack of closure, and then you can reveal pieces of that previous conflict over time as they become thematically relevant. The story then is a journey through the grieving process, and it continuously recontextualizes both characters' actions and relationship as the protagonist comes to terms with her own regrets, in theory. And if you helped produce that story as an award-winning video game and were especially proud of yourself...
I am curious where this is going, because you could easily say the same thing for the way show's handling it, right? Like, I don't know how to do it because I don't know the details of the plot enough, but you could be like, oh, a show, like, because there are differences. You could describe the exact same thing you describe, but about, like, any story and make it sound good, right? I don't know.
All the brilliant work you didn't personally do but like taking credit for, then I'd expect you to understand those writing techniques well enough to include them when you adapt that story into an HBO series instead of just...
That would, like, again, I'm not going to defend The Last of Us here. I just don't, like, the intention of the show might be to handle things slightly differently, right? Like, it might be going for a different tone or approach, or I don't know.
Spoon feeding us that information through dialogue that would embarrass a first year.
Like again, I haven't played the game. I've only like watched a playthrough, but the amount Kyle talks about how things are very different, and it does make me think like this probably, what he's saying is probably true, but I don't think that means that it's like any worse. I think it's just like different. Maybe it has a different goal, right?
Film student Neil. For the record, I love The Last of Us. I've played both games about 5 times now. The first one is a masterpiece, no notes. The second one, while occasionally a bit messy, has enough of a masterpiece in it to excuse the things that I think could have been done better. Overall, big
It's a cowardly position. Just say it's a masterpiece.
fan of The Last of Us, not Neil. Although this time it might be more Craig's fault. I'm honestly enjoying the new season. I've only seen the first 2 episodes because that's all it exists. There's a new one coming out tomorrow, so hopefully I don't hate it. There's plenty of good things to say, and this isn't a hit piece on the show. In the grand scheme of things, it's still a story I really like. I love seeing more female protagonists and gay relationships in popular media. Jesse is incredible, as he should be, and Bella Ramsey is honestly such a good actor that she saves some of the weaker scenes. I have issues with the addition of the attack on Jackson, but it was at least executed beautifully. One of the criticisms I had of season 1 was that there were not enough zombies in it to make them feel...
Was it executed beautifully? I mean, I guess visually it looked pretty good for the most part.
like an actual threat, and that has not been an issue this time. I also absolutely loved the whole sequence inside the grocery store. The girls' interactions were great. The decision to introduce the stalkers early makes a lot of sense, and they do a great job of making it super creepy. Bella Ramsey, again, kills it, really brings the Ellie energy. Also in the party scene later on, basically everything they've ever reshot from the games is fantastic because those were written well. I thought the first season was fine. I have criticisms, but I'll save those for a future video. What I did like was the dialogue. All the little Joel and Ellie moments felt very organic and in character. They recreated the ones from the game perfectly, and the ones they added fit right in. It was honestly the best part of the show. So did they really think we weren't going to notice this Netflix teen drama dialogue in season 2 just because they say...
This is crazy. He hasn't even seen the episode where Dina is like talking about her backstory. It's like some of the worst dialogue I've seen in my life. I wonder what line he's going to be criticizing.
Dialogue from the game.
Cat's available. Why would I ask Cat? She's the other one. You used to with her. Right, yes, thank you.
I figured I could at least passively enjoy...
What's wrong with that? It's like a dynamic, like a friendship stuff, right? You don't talk to your friends like that? My goodness.
watching the cosplay of the characters I liked, but instead I got immediately angry and had to start taking notes because I guess this is the way I am now. Right away we get a scene with a bunch of characters who...
Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. Okay. Oh. Why did they open with this scene?
haven't been in the show yet, standing perfectly still in a field and very seriously explaining to each other the mutual tragedy they all just experienced together.
3-day jump on us. We should have gone right after him.
Drove away, Abby, in our only working vehicle.
We were trying to save the wounded. We didn't save anyone.
That wasn't true.
Supposedly what?
Something not true.
That was all super normal. Also, this whole scene looks like they were in the...
I don't care because it's not normal. I don't care because I'm not invested. Like, it can be as abnormal as you want. I just don't care about Abby. I'm like, oh, she just showed up and now she's complaining about her people died and I don't care. Who is she? Oh my god.
And then suddenly remembered they hadn't shot this part yet, so they had to run out behind the building with a camera. For comparison, we first meet Abby in the game when she wakes up in the ski lodge, and we don't even know who she is. But so much gets communicated through this really simple interaction between her and Owen that it's kind of astonishing how little they actually say. We know from the way she wakes up that she was having a nightmare. We know from the context of this world and the other people laying around.
Okay, I think I get the point of this video. Obviously, I disagree, but it's fine. It's fine. Fine video. You know, I like this guy. He's good at making videos. It was entertaining. I like his narration. I like his editing style. I think it's a good video. So, yeah. All right. Ari, that interrogation scene was so Huh? Wait, Ari, that interrogation scene was so Palestine-Israel coded that it's almost not even subtext. So Miller must be right about Doctor. What? I don't even know what scene you're talking about. The interrogation scene in The Last of Us? Israel Palestine. Oh, the scene with Isaac? Was that the scene? How's it Israel? Oh, okay, I know what you're saying. You're saying the fight between the two sides or whatever. I mean, yeah, in the same way that like Attack on Titan is like an Israel Palestine thing, right? Yeah, because if you concede to that, then I'd be like, yeah, okay. If Attack on Titan is like Izuyama is directly referencing that, then I would say that yeah, sure, Doctor Who is, and so is this. But yeah. Oh my God, Hruvian Heath, Dragon Heath, terrible Last of Us Part 2 analysis, terrible. Ellie Simpery. By the way, Kyle, why did Ellie dramatically look at the tree after their day out at the museum? Because of the fireflies. And it's terrible directing. You know, the great Neil Druckmann is apparently not a very good director because no one could tell what was going on there. Even me, I had to go back and watch it a second time. Leader had to explain that to me. I'll let him do it again to see where when he sees this message. True. Bro's name is Kyle. Embarrassing. Is that true? Did he say that and I just missed it? Maybe. Oh my God, he thinks the line-by-line scenes are good. That is funny. He did say that. They are the worst part of the show, apparently, according to me and Kyle. Literally the dumbest Kyle I've ever encountered. Wow. That's, I was going to make the most obvious joke, but we're not going to do it. This just is the worst show of all time, I've decided. Even worse than the One Piece adaptation? No way. Neil Druckmann literally said the game is inspired by Israel Palestine. What more do you want? I want him to talk about how the scene is like a reference to that, okay? That's what I'm saying. Or if you want, you know what? Fine. Give me the quote that you're talking about and I'll read it on stream. Send me the quote, put it in somewhere in Discord or something. Message me on Discord. We'll read the quote out on stream, okay? And then maybe I'll be a bit more convinced, okay? Find me the quote and then we'll read it. Don't concede the dumb AOT point. Ari is dumb. See, at least, you know, Heath's right in his argument right now. Kyle is doing nothing. He's not perpetuating any argument because it's too cowardly to make any stance or any statement on this, okay? But yeah. Anyway. Interesting video, somewhat. Now, do we talk about video games? I have thoughts on the rising price of video games. How exciting. I feel like this discourse, I've had enough of it. Like, I think I'm at this point, I've probably had enough of the Ethan Hassan stuff as well. I think I've talked about that enough, but let's dive back into this. Let's see what the other Frost thinks of things.
Today, I'm thinking about the rising costs of video.
Why do I recognize his voice? Wait, we already watched this on stream, didn't we? Okay, that's why I recognize it.
More importantly, I'm zooming out and thinking about the pricing of video games. Because I believe there is a distinction to be made.
Okay. I've either seen this channel before, I've watched this on stream before, or I watched the introduction maybe, like off stream before. But either way, I don't think I need to watch this, because I think I've seen this before, or something. I don't know. Anyway. The argument is self-evident, Ciliari. That's what we call him now, Ciliari. True. Let's brainstorm and actually that's like harassment. We're not gonna harass Kyle Entertainment. Don't come up with a nickname for Kyle Entertainment, okay? Okay. Oh my God. Steins Gate episode 1 reaction analysis. Wait, how long is the intro gonna be, guys? What do we think? Is it gonna be a 30-second one? A 15-second one? Let's see. It's an experience watching a film buff reaction. Oh, he's just doing the 15-second one, right? It'll be over. 20 seconds? Okay, lame. I prefer when it was back when it was a minute long, you know? It's too short these days. It's time. I'd like to welcome all returning viewers. Now, when the hell is he posting his Doctor Who reaction? That's like 3 months delayed at this point. The final episode of Doctor Who. I'm starting to believe the conspiracy that he just like doesn't upload the final part of any series so that you just pay him money, you know? Oh, yeah. It's literally the same guy who talked about game prices last time. Maybe it's this like same video, right? And it's a different video. Elidar is literally the least perceptive person ever. True. I think Bacon just sent a video this guy did about the voting with your wallet. Didn't we watch that? I feel like we watched it. Something entertainment. Kyle something. How terrible was Blind Wave not even reacting to Susan? Aaron could barely remember her name. What happened, man? I don't care about the Susan thing, like, or the Rani thing. Like, these are not, like, big names and, like, the Doctor Who. Like, I don't blame anyone for not reacting to it. The fact that they didn't know Eurovision was kind of funny. Because even I knew Eurovision, and I'm like, I don't know anything about, like, Eurovision. So that was very funny. And the fact that they had to talk about Israel-Palestine and Aaron had no idea what it was so funny. Oh my god. Wait. Let's just watch that on stream, okay? It cracked me up. Where is it?
Hey guys, good luck.
They almost got into an argument. Aaron got frustrated. Where is it?
Stuff so that we can get more oil or minerals or whatever it is, and now here's what our world looks like, but we made more money. You know, it's like, yeah, but now where do we live?
No, it's definitely
Like-
combining themes, because, yeah, I'm addressing the Israel.
I don't know what you're addressing.
She's talking about October 7th, whenever Israel was having their concert, that, like, and then like miles later, the parachuters and all that stuff went in Israel, October 7th.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. It just,
Oh.
I'm saying, on October 7th, there was a very famous concert that got wrapped up.
That was
in all
very,
this
like, international, like, it was a huge...
This last October?
stuff. No, October 7th when...
You keep saying October 7th like it means something. I don't know what this theory is.
No, it's October
It's
7th.
it's just, I can't believe you haven't heard about it. Like,
Because when Gaza, the people from Gaza infiltrated
ago?
2 years ago.
I'm saying, just explain it like I don't know what you're talking about. That's all I'm saying.
Do you know how there's a war in Gaza between Israel
Yeah,
right
you're
now?
gonna say
That was
Gaza,
kicked off
yeah.
on October 7th, and then there's, I mean, it's not completely...
I guess I'm even more surprised because I figured Aaron always tweets out like political stuff. I'm like, I figured he'd be like a political person or something. Oops, I just clicked away. But you get the point. It cracked me up, my goodness. Anyway. I think the Israel-Palestine content of the episode just made them uncomfortable and threw off the whole reaction. I doubt it. I don't think Aaron even knew it was happening. Blind Wave is busy, true. Aaron being so outspoken about politics and knowing nothing about the conflict is insane. That is true. But I guess maybe he's more of a domestics politic kind of person, right? Aaron ignoring an ongoing genocide, shaking my head. I guess his social media blocks out spoilers for the war too, maybe. At least they knew who Graham Norton was. That I was also really surprised by that, actually. Because I figured he was only like famous if you're like a big like Doctor Who fan or if you're like a British like person, but I don't know, they knew about it somehow. Why is this getting recommended? The Mandalorian finale from 4 years ago. Crazy. Alright. Rogue One's ending. Oh, I thought it was gonna be an Andor spoiler. I don't want Andor spoilers. I'm yet to watch it, okay? What is this? Alright. I thought it was gonna be like a cool animation or something. Alright. What else have I got to talk about? Oh wait, Miller sent a video, that's right. Whoa, look back reaction. Wait. Please don't be gone. No. Okay, yeah. We are devastated. Look back movie. Chainsaw Man's creator. Oh no, that's what the normie said, right? You know what I saw the other day? I think this was on the Chainsaw Man subreddit. So it's Chainsaw Man spoilers, by the way, guys, I guess. So get ready for that. Manga spoilers. And it was a... Maybe it wasn't on the subreddit? I don't know. It was somewhere. And they were talking about Fujimoto. And there was like an argument going back and forth, or maybe just like in one direction, about talking about how like someone said, oh no, we don't know what Fujimoto looks like. And then the people responding were like, what do you mean? We have so many photos. If you Google it, you can see like so many photos of him. And they're like, yeah, we obviously know what Fujimoto looks like. And I was like, I couldn't tell if they were trolling, but I don't think they were. And I don't think the people upvoting them were. And I was so confused. I'm like, do people just think like we know what Fujimoto looks like? And why do people think that? Because I'm assuming they think he's Izayama. They're probably mixing him up, right? Like when you Google like Tatsuki Fujimoto, you get a picture of Izayama. And I talked about this on stream once. Like, wait. Did I spell it wrong? Person. Photo. Yeah. Like, this is Izayama. It's a meme edit of Chainsaw Man or a drawing of Aaron or something. And people are like, oh yeah, we know what Fujimoto looks like. It's this. Well, they see this. I don't even know who this is. It's like some person. Is it his editor? Is it some random person? I have no idea. They say it's Tatsuki Fujimoto, but it's like not him. Like, is it the author of Spy Family? Because he's holding Spy Family in his hands? Like, I don't know. It's wild to me that people just like, I mean, in fairness, I thought we'd have a picture of him out there like at one point, but it's not like I'd Google it and be like, oh yeah, that must be Fujimoto because it shows up when I Google Fujimoto. Anyway. That's literally Fujimoto. It's literally not. Find me any evidence of him like being Fujimoto. I assume they think the video of Fujimoto trying to levitate is him. That's and actually that's yeah. That is another thing there. I remember that was in the comment thread too. And it's like there's literally zero evidence of that being Fujimoto, like whatsoever. Fujimoto has done videos as well. His face is out there. You can try and find it for me here, and we can try and trace down what the evidence is whatsoever that it's actually Fujimoto. Like I believe, I have a stronger belief that like whatever it was, the far right like Izayama Twitter account that people claim was like his account. I like believe that more than I believe that there's like a photo of Fujimoto out there. Okay, but yeah, but I also don't really believe that either. So I don't know. But anyway, I'm halfway through the Phantom Menace reaction. It's great. I briefly hovered over it, and it looked like they're pausing to, like, discuss at some points, and I was like, that's kind of crazy. Also, I need to watch this later. I need more look-back reactions. Blind Wave Squadron.
Hey, guys!
Okay, no need to yell. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it's like, the reaction is like the whole thing.
Hey, what's up? It's been tired, dude. Yeah.
It's crazy. No discussion. I guess they just like pause and I guess because they've already seen it. Makes sense, I guess. Anyway. Andor Season 2 just ended. I heard nothing but good things about Season 2. Well, I'll get to it. It's probably my next... I'm probably going to watch something in the meantime, but I want to get to Andor very soon. But I am interested. Thought it was my go to Eris for 0.1 seconds and got disappointed. True. Elite already checks the Chainsaw Man subreddit without me. You know what? I actually don't that often, but yesterday I did for some reason. I think I was interested because I was excited. I'm like, oh my god, the chapter's coming out soon. Let me see what they're talking about. I went to a Mexican restaurant. The TV was playing Look Back. I was chuckling from joy. That's kind of crazy. They think he's the guy in the levitating video. Yeah, it's interesting. I assume they think that video of Fujimoto trying to levitate is him. Okay, that's literally Fujimoto. Okay. Lol, I need more look back reactions. That is true. Both sides give such bad arguments. It's great. Oh, of this? Okay, maybe. Miller made the... Actually, I don't know if Miller wants me to say. He made a great observation of Eric about Star Wars that I thought was very funny. But yeah, anyway. I can't leak the DM... Well, it's not even DMs. I can't leak the private Discord stuff that Miller says, okay? Okay. Wait, it was a Doctor Who video we were going to watch, wasn't it? Why did I have a Twitch notification? What is this? I hate this. Were you there for this? And it shows top moments from a recent stream. I'm like, I don't want to see this. Why did they notify me? I'm going to turn off notifications. Anyway. All right. Wilf is the Doctor's dad. So Doctor Who spoilers, guys. Wait.
Who are you?
I'm your dad.
I'm Wilfred Mott.
Sometimes I wonder if Rusty Davis knows what he has here with The End of Time. It's without a doubt the episode of Doctor Who I've thought the most about, from the acting caliber of the cast to how personal...
You could make it his dad if you wanted and be like, he actually regenerated and that's why they have such a special connection. You could do that, I guess.
Finale it is. I don't think it just stumbled across heartbreaking drama and stakes by accident.
It said there's no such thing as coincidence.
Back in 2009, these were the man's strong suits. Call it a theory, call it a reinterpretation, call it a crack fic. I've had a lot of fun playing around with the End of Times pieces over the years.
Yeah, but I keep thinking, Doctor, there's one thing you never told me. That woman, who was she?
The Doctor's mother.
I think that the End of Time tells you exactly who this woman is.
The Doctor's mother, right?
To the Doctor. Yep, we're going back to this one. This dead and buried mystery. Before mysterious elderly women became his bread and butter, Rusty Davis wanted to leave us guessing at who this major player was.
Who else could it possibly be? It's his mum, right? I think I came to this conclusion when I, like, watched this in high school by myself without any context. I think that's, like, the obvious reading, right?
Sam, hasn't this entirely been put to bed? Russell T. Davis said in a published book that she was always meant to be the Doctor's mother. Russell T. Davis's opinion is only one of many. If you're going to leave it ambiguous, then leave it ambiguous. Last year, he revealed that this...
Why did I just... Oh. Alright, we'll get to the Miller thing.
Ghost-like elderly woman was in fact a future Ruby. Looking back on her life and being an embodiment of her own company, her own abandonment complex, we know
what a great episode, my goodness.
What is it? It's a fairy circle. Charms and spells and hopes and dreams. It's here at the end of the land.
Oh, right, cool, yeah, it was the fairies. People say this one's meant to be ambiguous. What? Actress Claire Bloom was told that she would be the Doctor's mother when she was cast. But I just sort of wondered, why? What does this element add to the story? Does it not just seem a bit...
Oh god, I don't remember enough about the End of Time to even know this. doesn't it like, I don't remember. I actually don't remember. I know like in the end, the doctor makes a decision to like send his mother back, like to Gallifrey. And it's meant to be like a triumphant kind of thing. I don't know. I don't know if it adds anything.
Random for a character who's never been introduced before. This isn't a lore story. It's not something he's ever...
I think it's just like kind of cool to see that like the implication is that if she's there being like forced to like be like a weeping angel or whatever, the implication is that she is being punished maybe because of actions the doctor took. And it's like a little subtle bit of like storytelling of like, oh, like maybe the doctor left a life behind and like his mother is like part of it. And it's like, it just adds to like it's like a little bit of lore on the doctor, which is implied. And I think that's what's cool about the mother thing, but yeah.
I'm gonna touch now in the show. I think that production fact coming out about this woman being the doctor's mother killed a lot of end of time discussions stone dead. It's a really cool element for him to bring in. End of Time has a lot of strange, disparate elements. There's a lot of weird beats in it. And I think they go together.
It's true.
Wilf married a time lady. Still with me? This was not a shitpost, I promise. The woman is Wilf's wife. She appears to Wilf like a ghost.
I like it already. This is a good theory. I already like this.
But can't ever reveal who she is to him. As far as we know, her role in the story is to get the Doctor and Wilf to the right places to prevent the Time War Part 2.
Like, I don't know what the evidence is going to be, but I like it. Like, this is a canon where it's like, yeah, we never see his wife or anything, and it would kind of make sense why, like, Dalek Khan was, like, so involved in this, like, life of this person, and, like, so aware of, like, what they'd become, and, like, why he keeps meeting the Doctor, and, I like it already. But...
To prevent the end of time. I instead propose that, using all of the scenes that were given and nothing else, she's not fulfilling a prophecy by killing the 10th Doctor. She's warning the two people she loves most. I don't need you to believe me. I need you to appreciate the weird story I've made out of existing scenes.
Well, I think I'm lost.
And yet you are found.
The Doctor has a mum, and the Doctor has a dad. And this gets spoken about a lot in the episode.
I'd be proud.
Of what?
If you were my dad.
In this scene, we learn more about young Wilf. Suddenly, in the best scene of the show, he tells us about his dead, buried wife.
My wife's buried down there. I might never visit her again now.
So that's now the second elderly lady, mentioned in 2 consecutive scenes, who have never been mentioned before, are never mentioned again, and
a wild
are now getting
coincidence.
Screen time in Russell's final chapter. Am I bastardizing a very sweet character moment? No, it's a beautiful little detail. That really could just be that, but the very scene before this, the Doctor's mother gives us this odd line.
Who are you?
I was lost. So very long ago.
That I can't help but read romantically. It's like the missing part is, until I met you. I think Bloom...
I like it. It's cute. It reminds me of the Jar Jar Binks is like a Sith Lord thing, where it's like you could in these moments like read it to be the case, and it's like kind of cool. But you could also just like completely not have this as be a thought in your mind at all, and it still works. But yeah,
it's playing it romantically. They check out age-wise, as does David Tennant. Because what else does that line mean? Why do we have sudden development and an odd personalized detail for Mrs. Prophecy Woman? I remember people thinking back in the day that it was Susan. fool me twice.
Or the Rani, I'm sure, right?
Russell. And yeah, I think that's perfectly valid too. The Rani, on the other hand, Romana, come on now, we're just playing lore games. This woman from the barn in Hellbent, that's just 2 women. You've identified 2 women. And maybe that's all I'm doing here too. But these scenes are so intimate. Wilf cares so deeply as to who this woman is. Don't get me wrong, if I was being haunted, I would be curious too, but he does ask like a good 3 times. It's a question the audience is meant to be asking as well. And so yeah, I guess I still am, because there's a few beats that still land strangely today. But if Russell is so unsubtle like you say, Sam, surely he would tell us. I think he's telling us...
You know what, that is probably true. He like, in these behind the scenes thing, he just like talks about everything. Like he'll be like, oh, I made this decision because like, oh, I saw a thing in the newspaper and it inspired me to do this. And I'm like, oh my God, like this is crazy. He's just saying this.
The right amount before fans would turn on him. He doesn't want another TV movie. And I think it would make it much less dignified to include it in the episode or say it outright.
Do you think that's like the most famous clip from Doctor Who ever because it became a meme? Like even like, was it Calvin who knew it or Aaron? Or not Aaron, but someone had known it before they even watched Doctor Who.
And I think it would make it much less dignified to include it in the episode.
Like this transcends Doctor Who because it's like a meme of an old man crying.
Or say it outright. I think he can get away with it. I choose to believe that this and the Midnight Entity are 2 rare examples of Russell T Davies keeping a lid on it. The Doctor's mother has never been relevant before.
Does he have a theory on the Midnight Entity? I wonder what that is. Well, if it's here, it has a bad thumbnail because I'm not seeing it immediately. Maybe this? No.
Wilf's wife has never been relevant before. In fairness, he's never been a companion before, but that raises another...
You can leak it? Oh yeah, well, Miller the Killer about Star Wars, he said that Eric is like a... What did he say? Like a preacher or something? Like, about Star Wars? Wait, let's see what he said. Eric legitimately sounds like an insane Catholic preacher the way he talks about Star Wars. And it's so true. Like, it's like he's interpreting like the biblical texts or something. It's like crazy. Eric is really obsessed with it. It's very funny. We literally leak it constantly. I try not to, okay? Search for the word baggage in the transcript of the Blind Wave video. I hate this guy. True. No, I like this video. Blind Wave? Waves, the Star Wars one, I guess? Let's see. Bro. I mean, there's a lot of, I don't know, let's see.
Take this as its own film, or should I only take this as part of a larger whole? Is that what you're saying?
Or is it unfair of me to bring all that baggage along?
Like, if I'm a kid
if I'm
watching
trying to
this...
be like, is this like a really good movie, or is this like a part of my favorite franchise, you know?
Yeah. Like, you know, it certainly has importance, and its importance only grows the more...
So he's like a philosopher, Eric, my goodness.
Yeah, sure, I get you.
But like, on its own, I think it's pretty weak, and I think if it had been stronger, it could have made all of those even better.
Gotcha, okay. I think what I want to try to do today is really like try to devil advocate, like on that side sometimes, and see like do I think like this line reading is bad versus like what's the plot currently happening and changing things, you know?
I think the...
Do you think he actually devil advocates? I don't know, maybe.
The idea of if it's...
I don't even know if this is what he's talking about. Eric says it every sentence. Oh yeah, true. Okay, there we go. Well, it's because you're biased by your baggage, right? My goodness.
Focus on the present. Bring that baggage down.
True. It's okay. Interesting. I hate this guy. The Weeping Angel Time Lord lore is so sick. It is kind of cool. I do like it. It also explains the Doctor being part human. Yeah, I guess it would. True. If he is, you know, he might have been lying in that movie. Also, I haven't seen the movie, so I have no idea. Hello, Mr. Gems. Mr. Gems is here. 17 times. Eric says it every sentence. True. All right, let's finish this video.
The question. Weiss and the Midnight Entity are two rare examples of Russell T Davies keeping a lid on it. The Doctor's mother has never been relevant before, and Wilf's wife has never been relevant before. In fairness, he's never been a companion before, but that raises another question. Why Wilf? Why is Wilf the final choice companion? It's a strange pick, you have to admit. Plausibly, they're playing it as father and son. And these sort of conversations just don't come up with Rose or Martha or Donna. They wouldn't come up with Francine or Pete. I personally look at the late Bernard Cribbins and see the heart of the whole show. The generation that started the show, you know? Even being present for Doctor Who's roots. Proceed! He's a silly, naughty, wonderful pacifist granddad who loves the stars and fought in the war. That's Doctor Who. We just personified the 60-year-old show into a character. Wilfred Mott would be the perfect father for Doctor Who. Hang on, why doesn't Wilf recognise his wife? Because Time Lords regenerate. It's been just as long a time for her as it has been for the Doctor. Why did she leave? Well, because the story told us that regeneration is like dying. Maybe there's a literal reason, maybe there was a war, maybe she left him like the Doctor leaves companions.
Humans decay. You wither and you die. Imagine watching that happen to someone who...
But to whatever effect, Wilf's wife did die. Destiny is thrown around a lot in the Russell Davies run. It's shorthand for coincidence and writing shortcuts. I like it. End of Time is a story about destiny. A story about three men slavishly hanging on to life. But the 10th Doctor story was always one of family. The Tylers, the Nobles, the Children of Time. It's like the most constant thing in the Russell Davies years. The Doctor and Donna are family. That's how Russell Davies has always visualised them, apparently. So what do we know about the woman? We know she's a part of Rassilon's council, we know she makes it to the end of the war, she knows future events, and she knows Earth history and of the Doctor's travels.
This was the site of a convent, back in the 1300s.
We know that the Doctor recognises her on sight, and we know that she contacts Wilf in particular. On previous watches, I assumed that this is all just omniscient timeline meddling. She knows that Wilf has to be in the glass cabinet so the Doctor dies, but that doesn't really make sense. If she's the Doctor's mother, Russell, why does she want the 10th Doctor to get punished at the end? Placing Wilf is a trap. It's actually Donna who gives Wilf the note to go to the mansion. She gives him the lead that gets him to the Naismiths. So all this woman really seems to be doing is A, sneakily trying to kill the 10th Doctor, or B, haunting Wilfred Mott to warn him of the times ahead.
Couldn't she also be like trying to put the Time Lords back under control or something and be like on the side of the Doctor in trying to restrain the Time Lords' ambition? I guess, kind of. I don't remember the details enough though.
To warn him, and to get him to go and protect the Doctor. Look, I don't know what being a Time Lord is like, but she knows very intimate details about Wilf. She knows that he never killed a man. Unless you followed all of his years of service, that's something that someone confides in you. That's a personal detail that I'm not sure Time Lords would care about. People explicitly...
They definitely could.
Do not like Doctor Origins. I was in the Bell and Vinder camp, right? I was convinced that little baby Baba was going to be Doctor Who. I thought that'd be hilarious. And maybe that's why Rossity Davis doesn't say it in dialogue.
What is that? Because that's really interesting. Is this in the Timeless Child stuff I haven't seen? Was there like a theory that this device was going to become the Doctor? Because that's awesome. But I don't know enough about any of that.
And maybe that's why Rossity Davis doesn't say it in dialogue, because it would be sacrilege. But it's not Russell's, it's not the BBC's, it's ours too. Doctor Who is moving text. It's a total stretch, this video, yes, but it's there. I have found the scenes that craft a new story in an existing story. Do I need to go outside? Absolutely. It's cold though. I just found some fun connecting threads in a story that I've always loved. And it just reminded me that, yeah, none of them are stuck in place. They're all in motion. And we get to keep reevaluating these things till the actual end of time.
Thank you for watching.
I think the real, like, okay. It's cool. I like it. I might, like, the next time I watch The End of Time, Part 1 and 2, you know, I'll keep this in mind. And maybe it'll become, like, my interpretation. The thing that, like, it works on, like, multiple, it works on some levels, which is that it, like, adds a little bit of, investment in the scenes between Wilf and the Doctor's mother. Like, it adds a little depth to, like, Wilfred's character, I guess, and his history. I think the thing it doesn't work as is being in any way meaningful for, like, the Doctor's familiar relationship. Like, like, the fact that that's his dad genetically, like, means very little to the fact, like, he obviously Wilf didn't raise the Doctor as, like, his kid, right? Like, their connection is, like, a genetic one, right? Or a, like, it's like like, it doesn't really make that relationship any stronger or anything because they're, like, technically genetically related, you know. But I do like it. It's kind of cool. Anyway, have you seen the screenshot from the next episode? Absolutely not. I watched a scene from it. There was, like, a scene uploaded. I wanted to watch the preview for the next Doctor Who episode. I was interested because I don't know how they're going to pull this all together to be actually satisfying in the end. That's in Flux? Oh, I saw Flux. I don't remember that little creature thing. Was that? I remember the Weeping Angels episode. I remember there was Sontarans. I remember thinking it was kind of interesting. As a pregnant couple. Well, I don't know what to say. All right. So, now we have... Okay. We gotta find an article here now. Okay, give me a second. So, Mill the Killer is linked to something. Okay. So Mill's linked a picture, but I need to find the original article. Okay, I think we got it. Israeli creator of The Last of Us finds inspiration for sequel in the Israeli... Oh god, this is why he probably screenshotted it, right? I'm not gonna... I literally... Okay, wait. Neil Druckmann, Israel. I want to read the original thing. I don't want to see other people quote it because I don't trust the other people. But I can't read the original article. All right, we'll figure it out. Maybe next stream I'll find this original thing, okay? We'll see. Next episode looks very, very interesting. Where do I look for this? Is it on the Doctor Who subreddit? Because I am interested. The Rani thing is, it's such a disappointing reveal that I'm, like, so curious where it's gonna go. I don't even know where to... Why the fuck does official Doctor Who channel post spoilers the day after? Yeah, true. Okay. The screenshots spoil a lot. Okay, maybe I don't want okay, maybe I don't want spoilers. Okay, we'll see, we'll see. Because that midnight episode, that reveal was so cool because I didn't know anything about it. It was kind of awesome. Was the Ronnie thing spoiled? Did you know that was gonna happen before it happened, Miller? I certainly didn't. And you can, guys, you can see my genuine reaction. Let's watch it right now, okay? Ordinary Ari. Well, oh my god, look at me. Holy. And someone left a great comment telling me about Rylan. Where am I? That's me. That's literally me. Oh my god, Susan. I was shocked. Like, targets a specific, like, genetic structure or something, right? Whoa. I shocked myself. And then the Rani. Where is it? Somehow. Is that a quote? Let battle begin? I feel like it has to be a reference, but I have no idea. I tried to Google it afterwards and I couldn't find like a thing. Now, I'm sure it's a reference to something. True. Genius. Old who? By generation. It's the Ronnie. Crazy. Probably don't look at anything. Okay, I won't. I've had so many leaks and spoilers and that was one of them, but some leaks are wrong, I think, unless the next 2 episodes are jam-packed with returning characters. They probably are. We'll see. Alright. Could Atlantis be in the North Sea? Of course not. But something.
About 2,500 years ago, Plato, he wrote about this great city of Atlantis. This place that had unimaginable wealth and power that had been swallowed by the sea in a single day. He said that this place was rich and fertile. He said that it was connected to other lands, but that it also had really advanced technology.
I love you, Hannah, but I don't care that much. Oh, great. Now I'm going to get Wilfred videos. It's great. Narissa, no idea who that is, explains how she finds it difficult to get into new anime nowadays. Maybe this will be so relatable, guys. Get ready. What's she gonna sound like, I wonder? Is it a typical VTuber voice, or will it be something more unique?
I feel like, though, one thing I feel like, and this isn't all anime, but I feel like a lot of anime I kind of have a hard time getting into because I feel like the setting of animes these days, it's one of the reasons I like really enjoyed Bocchi the Rock and thought it was really good. It was in an actual place.
You know what I learned? Wait. Kind of crazy. Wonder Egg Priority is made by the same studio that made Bocchi the Rock. I had no idea. It's crazy. Wait, they're making Spy Family Season 3? Did Studio Wit draw? Oh no, co-production, okay. And My Dress Up Darling. That's like kind of crazy. And Rascal Does Not Dream of Bunny Girl Senpai or whatever. It's like a famous studio, Cloverworks. No idea. They're really good. Oh my gosh, she doesn't talk like a baby. Yeah, true.
You know, it was in an actual place. The setting, apart from just being like, oh, school, like it felt very real. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like I was in a real place. It felt like things started to get familiar versus just being copy paste anime school because we're in a school setting. So I really enjoyed that. And then I also really enjoyed that it's like, oh, well, they go to the club and it's the same club every time, but that's part of what gives it that kind of homey feeling. And it's like, it is a real place. I think you can go to the place that it's based off of, like a lot of the stuff. And I feel like stuff like that is just so wonderful because every time that happens in like an anime or anything like that, I'm like, thank you so much. Because I just feel like, again, I feel like a lot of anime are just kind of lacking that, where it's nondescript school setting in nondescript Tokyo, you know, or like nondescript countryside. I guess the feeling I'm looking for is it doesn't really feel consistent. It's not that it's not consistent, but it doesn't really feel connected, if that makes sense.
True, you gotta watch Wonder Egg Priority, okay? And the great Heavenly Delusion, that's a good one as well. Alright. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, I just reminded myself. I added something to this playlist, which I'm almost certainly not gonna... Wait, what was that? The Beauty. It said The Beauty, guys. What was it? Garden of Words. Oh my god. Oh, it's 4 years old. Okay, never mind. So today, when I was preparing for the stream, I was going through this playlist and I saw Pay Talks Anime. I'm like, oh yeah, that guy. He was like blowing up. Let me see how his channel's doing. I was like, oh, okay, he's like, I guess he's like slowed down a little bit in his growth, and it looks like he's just making free run videos. Makes sense. I get it. And then I saw this in response to Free Run's worst episode, and I was like, oh my god, the soft-spoken Pay Talks Anime is gonna like confront another YouTuber and talk about like their video or something, because I assume that's what this is. Now I haven't seen Free Run, so I don't want to watch this video, but I'm curious what this is about. So we're gonna watch like a little bit of this. Hopefully it doesn't like spoil Free Run from the get-go, but yeah, we'll see.
So there's this small video that was released just a couple weeks ago from
Oh my god, he's bullying a small YouTuber. Oh my god.
Civilization 6 YouTuber named Herson talking about Frieren. It was titled The Worst Episode in Sousou Frieren. In a post I made today asking about takes I might disagree with in Frieren, someone suggested this video, and man do I disagree with it.
As it stands, there's not a single moment in the first season of the show where Fern or Stark makes a meaningful decision.
Come on, that's just not a single moment. But it's worth acknowledging.
Oh my god, I have to make one of these videos. I just saw it. I could do exactly what he just did. Oh my god, but for so many things.
A lot of these response videos come across as takedowns, trying to dunk on any opinion that doesn't match theirs. There's something inherently combative about them. So what I'm gonna do in this video is take that combative stance, watch his video, and respond. But I'm also
oh, he's actually gonna be confrontational. This is
going to, despite how much I disagree with parts of this video, argue why I think it's a good thing, and share my own ideas about strong points he brings up. That's the thing about video essays. They should be encouraging discussion. So in my first version of making this video, I went through and...
Should they be encouraging discussion? Is like necessarily true? Why is he saying that? My goodness. It's just as bad as the original video, making strong claims that don't even hold up the scrutiny, but anyway.
Responded to everything he said, but I think that ultimately made for a pretty bad viewing experience. So instead of this video being me nitpicking every little thing he says that I disagree with,
I mean, he's not going to nitpick like every little detail, right? There's no way, right?
Instead, going to talk about the 3 major points that he seems to be arguing. Number 1, the problems with the Old Man Vol episode. 2, Frieren's
I haven't made it to that episode.
Characters having a lack of agency in the story and being stuck in the past. And 3, what this implies about the world. My name is Pei, and today we're going to be talking about, potentially, Sousou Frieren's worst episode.
He should say, my name is Pei, and I'm here to talk about anime or something. It'd be a cool rhyme. Anyway, we're not going to watch that, but that's kind of cool. All right, look, he's branching out. You know, he's fighting people. We love it. Leonardo, we've got a video to react to. Are you in the thing? Wait, can I even... No, you go on... I mean, I have time. If you want to get in the Discord, we can watch the Mr. Gems video, I guess. All right.
Just some of the stuff moves so fast, and it's like all over that sometimes I'm like making sure what the order of things are, or
The
what's
timing
going on,
and
why people, what's in their mind, why they're upset.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard to track it.
It's I would say more than sometimes, but yes. I mean, I've always felt like it's had a faster pace, but this was the
Oh, they don't like Evangelion. This is crazy.
for me personally the first one where I was like, it's too fast for me. And then it also had a 90-second shot.
Yeah. It's like it's both too fast and way too slow.
No, I mean, I get like, all right, keep up. Big deal.
I felt like I literally
the big deal moment was, I was like, all right.
I literally looked down and wrote pace and looked up.
True. Why did Miller link this? But also true. We're so back. True. Well, it's if Kyle gets to... I think he has to like run out to his vehicle right now and get in the vehicle so he can be on the stream. So I don't know how long it'll take. But yeah. Why don't we watch more Doctor Who stuff while we're waiting? Did you see Roger's base throw a pillow on Kyle's stream? Huh? What does that mean? How was Roger base on Kyle's stream? Kyle driving down the street to Ari's right now to Ari's house. True.
You just said the ending. And I was so discreet.
You know what? I haven't said this at all. I don't think in my reactions. I like Belinda. Good companion, you know? I like her. She's actually good.
Discreet.
Now that's the thing. I'm not going to do it right now, but we need a tier list of like Doctor Who companions because I have pretty strong opinions on this. Have I done it before? Okay, no, okay, Jesus. There's like a really clear, obvious like worst one, which is Bill, whoever Bill is. I don't like Bill that much. But she's not bad. It's like a C, I think. This guy was annoying, but he was like kind of funny. I guess we can just quickly do it in like 2 seconds. Amy, obviously Amy's great. Who? No idea who this is. Or this. Maybe it's like, it's too dark for me to tell. I don't know. Drax is... Oh, Jesus Christ. I don't like Drax. I like his comedy, okay? But as a companion, I think he was a bit overdone. Trying to think who else... Wait. So we don't know him. Is that Rory? You like Rory? He's great. Actually, I do know him. He was in the first episode I watched. And I know her. I know they were in Flux, right? Is this guy in Flux? I don't remember him. The TARDIS, true. A. What I just hear? Okay. We're out of time, guys, but we'll do this next time, okay? When I have time. It was great. Clara's the worst. No, Clara's the best. Should be an S, I'm sure. Which companions had more than 8 episodes? True. Ruby did her best in 8 episodes. I like Ruby. She'd probably be an A or S. I like her a lot. All right. Hello there. Hello there.
I think this is a car situation, Elite. You're an idiot.
Well, you're inside?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. Well, you're gonna have to send me this link to this video, okay?
Ah, you're an embarrassment.
Yep.
I wonder if it'll timestamp this time when we want it to timestamp.
Yeah, we need to figure out what we were up to. I mean, I roughly remember. Okay, there we go.
It's 38 minutes about.
All right. That's me. That's me. Okay. So for context, I'll bring it up. Don't worry, Kyle. So for anyone watching right now, Mr. Gems, he's in the chat. I don't know if he's here right now. He was, you know. He's probably still here. He made a video. Kyle Entertainment, and also the tags aren't working, which is really funny. I think maybe you need to have like a certain number of subs, like tag people in videos, but Kyle Entertainment being the best part of Elite Ari's Mushoku Tensei discussions for 51 minutes. So I watched this with Kyle on stream. Kyle Entertainment. So if you're interested, go to this. Well, have you uploaded that? No, you're not doing VODs, right?
No.
Oh no. Have you done the VOD for it yet? Oh my god,
Not
I'm
yet.
hearing this. Okay.
Oh, what a song.
So yes, this is us. Ready?
I already asked you.
Anyway, so we got to a certain bit. We're going to react to the rest. So, Mushoku Tensei Season 2 spoilers, okay? So get ready. You guys are just reacting
We had
to
just
yourselves
seen
now?
the second tier list, I believe, Elite.
Yep.
Epic.
More creatively bankrupt than Blind Wave, true. Hey Ari, long time no see. Hey Puni Baba, my goodness, welcome back. Let's just start from here, I guess. Alright. How am I going to do this? It's so difficult because it like we
Miller the
sound-
Killer is shit talking us.
Yeah, I read it out, don't worry. At least I'm on camera now so people can know when I'm speaking, but you guys might not be able to tell if it's Kyle in the video or Kyle in person.
Oh, everybody can tell you're just an idiot, Elite.
Alright, let's go.
Well, I actually don't think my
Tyler.
school's going up this way because I feel like it's just a bunch of Millers who are just like, oh, they don't agree with me, therefore.
Miller's in the
True.
chat. I thought he'd never see this in like a million years, but here he is seeing it. It's crazy.
Oh my goodness, Miller.
All right, let's go back.
Let's get your numbers up, buddy.
When she peed, it was actually hot.
Well, I actually don't think my school's going up this way because I feel like it's just a bunch of Millers who are just like, oh, they don't agree with me, therefore bad.
Oh my goodness, Miller the Killer killed in real time by Jockey Bacon right here.
I'm not wrong.
He's not even going to see this making he's defenseless. My goodness.
Rent-free Miller the Killer.
First of all, Geese was part of the greatest Mushoku
Oh, I thought that was you. Oh my god, I'm so confused.
of all time, you moron. When him and the dog and Rudius fought the strongest
Okay.
thing of all time, and
That's
then
true.
the
Yeah,
captain
the best
or
fight of all
something.
time in all
Like,
of
Geese
anime.
is annoying, and I don't like him anymore. Actually.
Yes.
Oh my god, Leary, why
Oh,
didn't Lilia and Rudy have a moment? Like that's like the actual relationship here that's good.
True.
I like Rudy with the llama eyes, they're pretty cool. Rudy and Lilia should be like, oh my god, remember Hug? Yes. Oh my god. Instead he hugs this moron Paul that
We
sucks.
definitely saw this already.
Yeah, I know we're getting there. We're getting there.
And I guess
Okay.
he doesn't know the dwarf dude, so.
Later.
Like if they started making out Leary, I would have flipped my shit and said this was the greatest scene of all time. But
Yeah.
instead it's just like, Paul sure has grown, he just cares so much about this zenith. Kill yourself, Leary. Now Eris is epic, and also I never said Eris was cool because she wasn't generic. So I'm flipping you off right now, Bacon. And also, I like Roxy now, by the way.
Oh yes, we've seen this bit. Yeah. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we
I
met
think
Paul.
it is good speed, by the way. That's why she satiated Paul, you know, this evil, corrupt, sex offender, horny bastard.
Wait, does the video have any likes and comments yet, Elite?
59 views, which is kind of crazy. 5 likes, and we got some comments. The amount of effort put into this is insane. By a chat name that I actually don't recognize.
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah, ANS7XD780. Collected the quotes over 2 months, then about another month of editing to complete, and then crossed out, ignoring the fact that I did this over 6 months with lots of breaks. True.
What did Bacon say?
I already read that before. Holy moly, that editing, fantastic job, great edits. Thank you for fulfilling my YouTuber dreams. True. Bacon is featured in this at some point. Here he is, right on the screen.
Yeah, you know, just like everything in life, I gave Elite and Bacon everything. This video only exists for me.
That is true. I kept in every time these guys mentioned Miller because I know he'd never seen these mentions before, and I thought it would be funny. It is kind of funny. Yeah.
Hanzo,
And so
Kyle,
multiple
are you
copies
just
of
mad
Seed
that you're not Paul?
I'm not mad.
Every day, Bacon. Every day. And Paul sucks.
Yeah, you're annoyed at Paul because he's more alpha than you, and you're the incel in this situation.
I'm mad at Rudius because he's going to get upset with
Incorrect.
Roxy now, and she's my favorite now.
I was just joking about how much money I would get.
True!
You get your parents' house?
Motherfuckers. Yes. They
In
don't
this
even have a mortgage, Bacon. I'm going to be rich. Should I kill him tonight?
Crazy. Jeez.
Property prices going through the roof, Elite.
That's a little homicidal joke, Elite.
Yes, about killing parents, right?
There's a specific word for that, but I don't remember what it is.
Bother defending this.
Matricidal,
Johnny Bacon's
maybe?
just stupid. I don't give a fuck if he quickly ran out of the library and grabbed 2 random books, and they both
Alright,
happen
alright.
to be about this exact labyrinth.
Okay.
I don't give a
Oh
fuck.
yeah, I remember that discussion about the book. Oh my goodness, I didn't even know if you remember that.
I
thought-
don't.
Okay, that's
What
probably for the
book?
best. Never mind.
No, I want to contact.
I think it is because it's hot, by the way.
Okay.
But I don't
Oh,
really
yeah.
usually find peeing hot.
What was this fucking video?
Things Kyle likes: Eris, Boreas, Grey Rat crossed out. The dog fight, sex, fucking on screen, geese crossed out. That's
True.
that's very funny. Aisha, Grey Rat, and peeing. True. My goodness.
True. Only that specific peeing. Now, also,
Mhm.
I remember the book. They had a book that let him know how to win. That was embarrassingly Larry.
True. It was a book about the
What was
teleportation
I mad
labyrinth. You weren't mad about this. You were like, I don't even care about the book. He can get it from wherever. Bacon was upset
True, I
about it.
bet Bacon was mad about it. True,
Yeah.
true.
All right. All right. Well, okay. Thanks,
You're
Kyle. That's great.
depraved. You're depraved, my friend.
Well, I understand what Jockey Bacon is saying. No, I've never seen one of these other isekais, but I hear, I got lost in a dungeon with 50 bitches and I fucked them all. It's like what an isekai is or whatever. First,
Wait, is this real? 50 ri no bichi to chikaro. This could be real, and I would believe it.
Yeah, I knew about that.
Did you actually? Wait, now we gotta look this up. Is this like a real thing? Wait, 50?
No, I don't think it's real.
You never know. I buy it.
But I got lost in a dungeon or whatever with 50 bitches.
No, I don't think it's real. I don't think it's real. But this is a good edit. My goodness.
First of all, based, I'm gonna watch that show after this one. Second of all, isn't Mushoku Tensei
Where
like
do you think
defining
that key
thing?
art came from?
That is actually, it's AI generated, of course. Lost in a dungeon with 50
No, probably-
bitches, and I fucked all of them. Wow, this is like a high quality edit here. This is crazy. My goodness.
Next month, O'Leary.
True. Yeah.
50 bitches and I fucked.
Wait, is there anything else? Let's just make sure we're not missing anything. No, this all looks good. After being unexpectedly transported to a mysterious world, a young adventurer finds himself trapped in a dangerous dungeon with 50 powerful and seductive women. Each woman has her own unique abilities and personalities. Together, they face countless trials, monsters, and betrayals as the ... by A1 Pictures. Crazy. All right.
Them all. It's like that. What an isekai is or whatever. First of all, based, I'm gonna watch that show after this one. Second of all, isn't Mushoku Tensei's like defining thing that we actually like? They actually do the sex scene. So isn't a Roxy Rudy sex scene actually gonna be fun? Like, isn't that gonna be cool to watch? Isn't it gonna be weird how it happens? Like, isn't that good?
Did
Like,
that
how
happen?
generic-
It did happen. Yeah, they had sex. I think they cut away from it, unlike the Eris one where you don't really see anything in either case, but like they cut away from the Roxy one more so, I think.
Isekai bad.
Yeah.
But this
Oh, I
isn't a
guess
generic
near the
isekai.
campfire?
No, like in the bed when he's like depressed. About the
Oh,
bad
yeah.
night. Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Mm-hmm.
They actually do the sex scene.
There was a
So
selfie one too.
True. Yep.
Isn't a Roxy Rudy sex scene actually gonna be fun? Like, isn't that gonna be cool to watch? Isn't it gonna be weird how it happens? Like, isn't that good? Like, I get how generic isekai are bad, but this isn't a generic isekai, Leary. I mean, Jockey Bacon.
True.
This is Mushoku Tensei, that great television show. Like, I feel like that's the best thing about Mushoku Tensei, and it probably leans into the trope or whatever. Actually, Mushoku Tensei invented the trope. Shut up, audience. But that's like the cool part. That's what I want to see more than anything else.
Anything else, guys?
You know who's got to pee right now real bad? Me.
Dude,
I'll
you
film
went-
it for you.
No,
That'll
thank
be our
you.
mail fan service. You can put it in the end of the video.
Surprised. Okay.
This episode was so freaking good, Alita. Oh my god. It was
Really?
the best episode this season easily. Fuck the rest of the shit season. Maybe the best episode in the whole show.
Wait, you
Roxy
sure?
swooning was the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life, Alita. They were just flirting the whole episode, and I was
my God.
so happy.
Like, okay, it would be cuter if he wasn't already married.
That is true.
That basically that's it. That's
does-
Oh my god.
It is funny because Bacon hadn't read the light novel. It's just so funny to think about.
In
Yeah.
terms of the dynamic that these two have.
Oh,
from
everything's
Rudy's perspective.
funny.
Kinda
Is
seems
it?
like-
It is.
Add in context.
It's
I don't
it's
know.
just it's so funny because Bacon. My goodness, he has such different opinions now. I don't know.
He
I mean, he probably has
He's
similar opinions on
brainwashed
this. I don't know, but yeah.
still looks up to her, and he still
Roxy
sees
seeks to
himself.
take advantage of this.
Well,
What would you do if your primary school teacher, you haven't seen any,
Oh,
and
yeah,
you started
Jockey
dating her?
Bacon. This is going all the way you think it's going, my friend. My goodness.
Okay, continue.
Yes, wait.
I answered the question through the
All right,
enthusiasm of not
Okay, okay, jeez.
All right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
How's that even a question?
He fought the Sword King in the jungle, right? Or no, that
Oh,
was one of
boy.
the
True.
gods, whatever.
Wait, who?
This was
Give
the
me some
cat
names here.
people.
Who's fighting who?
Rudius.
Wait,
Rudius.
the dog
Wait,
guy?
this is the first time.
Yeah, the dog fight, the greatest fight in Mushoku
That was
Tensei. Maybe
okay.
we'll
Wait,
get some.
I have some details.
My goodness, what is this?
See, there's apparently, according to Wikipedia, there's going to be 25 episodes, so there's 4 left.
2 episode sex scene. This is crazy.
We got some crazy edits. Sex scene part 1, sex scene part 2. True. My goodness.
You just
I've never seen
inspect
it.
element to edit that, Illyria. It's not even hard.
Would you have done it?
No.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have thought to do it either. So, yep. Now, okay, excellent.
With sex scene, and by season I mean part, and by part I mean except for that first one. So I was gonna say, obviously it's not better than the dogfight, but it had the exact same feel as the dogfight Illyria. Anybody could die except for
that is
Rudy, of
true,
course,
yeah.
in this thingy. And when he picked up fucking
What
Tally
fight
Hand
are we
Illyria, I was like,
talking
no.
about this time?
Callahan, God, you remembered his name back then. That's crazy.
I love Tally Hand.
Yep.
We're gonna kill the fat dude. He's gonna die, Illyria. He's totally gonna
Yep.
fucking die.
Yep.
And then Paul cut him down or something. I was like, oh my god.
Crazy
I
stuff.
was a little on edge. It was a little fun, Illyria. It was just like the dogfight. Maybe better than the dog.
Oh, wow. You could reference this in the future. You
What?
could.
It's not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What are the odds?
Maybe it's
Where's
no.
Jockey Bacon?
Huh?
Where's Jockey Bacon gone?
He just wasn't here for the great episode.
It's
I'm
totally
sorry.
gonna fucking die.
Yep.
And then Paul cut him down or something. I was like, oh my god.
Crazy
A
stuff.
little on edge. It was a little fun, Illyria. It was just like the dogfight. Maybe better than the dogfight.
Oh
you
wow,
know?
you could reference
It's
this in the future.
no,
That'd be crazy.
It's no, maybe. It's no Paul only has 2 kids though.
So yes, this one episode of the whole season, I did like the opening.
Shut up, Illyria, you fucking compromising little bitch.
Now, for all I know, they could just be saying the same thing in Japanese and the subtitles are just different. But I prefer this adaptation. The subtitles are okay.
True, Illyria hated
I
the
hate
OP
Japanese.
songs.
That's terrible, Kyle. How can you say that?
So Illyria, right? They're getting this dragon, right? And they're burning its little fleshes, right? So this fucking genius level dragon goes to bite one of the burnt things off. Open up a new wound that'll heal Illyria. This is the coolest moment in the history of anime.
Yep, it is. It's a great. Yeah, what a genius. Yeah. My goodness.
He's learning on the job. I wanted him to win at this point, Illyria. Oh, he was so cool. That was, I took a seat in Illyria. I took a seat, I was standing. No, I wasn't. I should have did the other way around where I stood up, but I described my fake reality wrong.
Yeah.
I clapped.
Now, this would be a great point. I'd be like, oh, thank you for the director or the storyboarder. But I don't know who to thank you. Is it the storyboarder or the director, Kyle? You tell me. Who would be responsible for a decision like this? Would it be the
I
writer?
should just thank me.
Thank you,
I'm pretty sure I did this, yes.
I guess there is also...
Everybody in the comments, I want to thank you for this episode. Season's peaked until Roxy takes her clothes off, Well, Sylvie gets to have a boyfriend, right? But obviously that's not going to happen because Illyria of Japanese sexism, we hate it. God, if they all had boyfriends, Bacon, it would be fixed, right? We'd all be loving it.
Yeah, that would fix it.
I know, they could just magic the baby, eugenics and stuff.
Yes, that's true.
Incest is moral in the world of Mushoku Tensei.
I don't...
And in real life.
I don't think that's the case.
I was going to say, oh my god, he's going to get the Luke Skywalker thing, Illyria. He's going to get a metal hand. Well, I was probably going to ask Bacon, because, we're allowed to speculate on these things. But then I was going to giggle to myself. But then we all found out that this author's the biggest Berserk fan under the sun. So he's going to get a
True.
It's not a shitty Star Wars reference. It's a reference to something
Nobody dies, moves into the nuanced. Can't we
cool
love
and
it?
good. And then so Guts heads out for the Elven Kingdom, and 15 years later he arrives, and then his 2 best girls, little Shirokei.
Wait, what was that?
and
Hold
little
on,
Fanny.
Illyria. I'm playing Chrono Trigger. What did I say?
Oh my god. I think that's the case.
I was going to say, oh my god, he's going to get the Luke Skywalker thing, Illyria. He's going to get a metal hand. Well, I was probably going to ask Bacon, because, we're allowed to speculate on these things. But then I was going to giggle to myself. But then we all found out that this author's the biggest Berserk fan under the sun. So he's going to get a Guts hand.
True.
It's not a shitty Star Wars reference. It's a reference to something cool and good. And then so Guts heads out for the Elven Kingdom, and 15 years later he arrives, and then his 2 best girls, little Shirokei and little Farnice. Farnice is not so little. She's not a lolly like Shirokei. And the Mushoku Tensei fans just perked up. Now they want to revisit. Hold up,
I did
is
not see
Zenith
this.
looking kind of breedable right
Good
now?
one.
And I'm not sure if you guys ever come home where you expect someone to be home, but they're not, and then the house is eerily quiet. That's how I felt. I was like,
That's what you're thinking.
and I was expecting.
Okay, this is the big crying scene. So she starts crying and wailing and all that. Oh god. Remember we recorded this the first episode, and then we went and watched it, and then recorded the next one. That was crazy, wasn't it? And I was struggling
Wait,
to
what?
talk because I was crying or whatever, because 10 minutes prior to recording, because the episode was so good. We split up the last 2 episodes, right? Because we watched one was that we delayed it because Bacon wasn't available or something, right? And we recorded our discussion, and then we're like, guys, let's just watch the episode. It comes out in half an hour, and then we watched it and then recorded the second discussion on the same day. It was crazy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
Good voice acting.
this is really good. This was
I
what I
don't
was
remember
worried
that at all.
Yep. Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, Kyle's coming in.
Yeah.
I already said it was fine, but if you idiots keep
Oh,
complimenting it, I'm going to get really mad and overcorrect.
I did kind of like
so I thought it was good.
an aspect of this before Kyle gives his terrible thoughts.
This is a
one
callback
aspect
to
of
our
this that I like.
Vinland Saga discussions. Where was the clip, Illyria? Mr. Gems didn't want to watch them?
What clip? Wait, did you just reference a clip I missed?
Because remember, we had a big fight about crying in Vinland Saga.
I don't even remember if it was in Vinland Saga. I remember we've
Yeah, it was
argued about
Thorfinn's
this a lot.
flashback, but they ruined. Not flashback, but when he was hallucinating.
Interesting. Poor Dunmachi. It
Astrolabe
isn't
was there.
even isekai. Wow. Keyart is an
That's where the
edited
Keyart
version of "Is it okay to pick up a girl in a dungeon?" with a shitty ChatGPT generated description. I do have one request for the final outro section. Can we watch it at regular speed? Have we already got there? Wait, outro and special things. Okay, fine.
We should watch the whole thing in regular speed.
Absolutely not. The back 2 episode special is crazy. True. My goodness. Is that the fact that
You're derailing my point.
because I think it's a dumb point. But yeah, go ahead. Yeah. I feel like there's no way you're gonna keep watching the show. But we'll see. But you're kind of like that. So you're on thin ice, right, Kyle? You're
This is
hating the show.
Pokemon music, Illyria.
So I think that's a very simplistic point of view, and I don't think you thought that through very well. And quite frankly, I think it's a sexist point of view. Either you're ridiculous, or that's one of the dumbest things you've ever said. or
Really is.
oh my god,
Yeah.
how can you possibly think that? That just doesn't make any sense. You're saying... Amen. My god, he's
Dawn in
spitting.
this episode was sick, except for the crying part. This
God
part
save.
specifically, she was pretty cool. She was yelling
Yeah,
and stuff. That
thank
was
you.
really good. You know me, I like it when the girls yell and are mean and stuff.
I'm very
And
glad.
then I was like, this is why Aisha was good originally, and then they killed her by having her like Rudius by the end of her great intro episode. So now Norn is better.
True.
Alidori was right the whole time because now
What?
she's mean.
Her to marry
How the
him.
fuck have we not made any Catholic Church jokes?
I don't know, Kyle. Now's your chance. Please
Well,
go ahead. We'll wait.
pedophilia. I
Stuff.
thought this could have been if
good
he
point.
goes with her in that moment. I mean, he's gonna die, bro. He's gonna die.
What do you mean from Sylphie's wrath? Like, what do you
Oh,
mean?
he's yeah, like You can't chase after your harlot girlfriend after your wife kicks her out.
Yeah.
That was crazy. And he went to do it too, but then everybody stopped. Because even when she's like, we'll both support Rudy, you know, I throw up in my mouth because I'm a true radical feminist, right? We don't support men here as women. That's disgusting. Oh, Alita, I didn't even say. I listened to like the first 20 minutes of our first Mushoku Tensei.
Oh, wow.
Because I
how
thought maybe it
adorable.
would be funny.
Full
But
circle.
I only watched it
Mhm.
because I was like, I'm curious how quickly I was shitting on the show. And in that first video, at least for the first bit I watched,
Oh
I
boy.
was very positive.
Oh
So that
wow.
was lame.
I'm not a liar.
I was like, oh my god, this is very enjoyable,
I'm not.
Leadery. What a good conceit.
There's probably some really funny things if we went through that whole series of things you were saying where I just couldn't say
Aw.
anything. It's gonna be very funny to listen back to.
Dude, yeah.
It's true.
If only we had like a bigger fan base, then people would go back
True.
and actually do that for us.
Yep.
This is
Wow.
It's glitching out.
What is this?
Like Gabby in that one video.
Haha.
Undertale Elitery.
Oh, is it Undertale? Did you really think it was over?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, we haven't even done the special thanks yet. Ready? Let's end all of this for good. Okay. Generic.
I've seen it a million times. I've seen this.
Oh
scene.
boy.
Generic.
True.
Generic.
Oh god.
Oh, I kind of see this character before. Generic. I've definitely seen
Oh, I'm
this
so
character
glad
before.
this exists.
I've
Oh
seen
my
this scene a
god.
million times before. I've seen this character.
Me too.
1,000 times before. Generic. Super generic. There's nothing interesting or unique. Generic. They're the same character.
In
as
context,
generic.
all
I've
these
seen
are
these
correct
characters.
later.
Oh, I'm
Very
sure they
generic,
are, yeah.
Generic and archetype.
I better
I've
dodge it.
seen this character before. Generic. Archetype.
Holy.
I've seen this a million times. Generic. A little bit too generic. More
Oh, yeah,
generic.
so
This is crazy, Elitery. This is the gameplay of Undertale. You don't even know.
I have no reference, but this is so validating. I feel like this is all you ever say about the show. I'm so glad it's being encapsulated.
Generic.
in there.
I've seen this scenario before. I've seen this before. Genericism. Generic.
Okay, you keep bringing it up. You brought this up a million times.
Oh,
right,
boy.
in our discussion. You say I've seen this before. This is very generic. Whatever.
Little yap and Elitery.
What's the point for you of bringing that up? Why do you bring it up?
I was so frustrated.
Because it's what I felt at the time that made me dislike it.
Right, so it is why you dislike it.
Or at
It's
least
like it's
part
not
of it.
original. You want it to be original, is what you're
Well,
saying.
I don't know. If it wasn't original and I liked it, then I would say I can't determine what I like and dislike. Generic. I've seen this character before. I've
Yeah.
never seen this scene before. Generic. Yeah, I've seen this one before. Everything in the show is still horribly generic. All right, it is generic. Mushoku Tensei generic sucks. Generic.
Are you kind of surprised how much you say? Because this is an insane amount. I didn't even think it
not
was
at
this
all.
much. It's yeah. I mean, I know you
First
say
of
it a
all,
lot.
you could be reusing some just
Yeah,
for
I get-
comedic effect.
That is true. No, I buy it. You know what? In my head canon, you say it this much, right?
Boring generic. Most generic. Boring generic. Generic. But generic can never mean good. Oh, that shit's generic as fuck. That's like the one non-generic thing about it. The most generic thing I've ever seen in my goddamn life. That's not the subversion. That's the generic thing. Generic means
We
when
had
I
this
see it.
argument.
I think I've seen it before. Generic and boring. Generic.
Next
What?
thing is
Generic
catching
for
up,
D
okay?
is
That was
not
there's a
generic.
Jockey Bacon generic in there. Did you hear that?
Wait, no, I didn't. Wait, I was so confused because I was like, "There's a bunch of voices going on there, and I can't." If you spoke right now, like during the thing, I'd have no idea if it was you. Oh my
That's
goodness.
not the subversion. That's the generic thing.
You think
Generic means
We
when
had
I
this
see it.
argument.
I think I've seen
I
it
heard
before.
bacon.
Generic and boring.
Next thing is
generic
catching
for
up,
D
okay?
is not generic for me. How generic isekai are bad, but this isn't a generic isekai. I think it's not generic because Roxy is only
What happened in this discussion? Why are you bringing it up so much? Oh my
now
goodness.
realizing that she wants to fuck Rudy.
You probably got mad at me. You're a meanie.
Holy, times generic is said by Kyle Entertainment. Holy, this is
Mr. Jones
crazy.
said he didn't reuse anything in the chat.
And that's insane. Wow. Wait, look at this. At least you like it was the worst in the first
I
two
told
discussions.
you it was the second
Yeah.
video.
Yeah, you learned your lesson, and then it came back in season 2, episode 20 for some reason. But yep. My
Shouldn't have been
goodness.
doing some generic shit. What can I say?
True. Thank you, Ari, Kyle, and Bacon, for the excellent discussions that were had throughout these 21 episodes. For the fun, the frustrating, and the insightful conversations, I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. And now we shall all look forward to season 3 and the new discussions that it will bring. Good night.
They
Wow.
ruined it by reading the books. The discussions will never be the same.
No, it's going to be so much better now going forward. Me and Bacon will be able to bully you into certain opinions. It's going to be great. Thank you, Mr. Jams. This was fantastic. Yeah. Well done. An impressive effort.
You didn't even like the video, Alita. You're an embarrassment.
I'm not logged in. And also likes don't mean anything, okay? And you can't like dislike anymore and show up, so it doesn't even matter anymore. But let me like it on my actual account. Maybe I'll leave a comment as well. We'll see. Okay, now we're gonna read the chat. All right. So, wait, maybe we've already read it all. Okay. Undertale.
No.
Wait, is it? I don't know. Oh lol. Neither of these guys have rolled credits on Undertale. Yikes. That is true. I haven't played the game.
I have.
Have you actually? There's no way. I don't believe you played that game.
Yeah, I've beaten the first one, and then I nearly tried to do the evil run, but then I couldn't beat. I think I couldn't beat the dumb girl knight.
Wow.
Miller knows what I'm talking about.
Okay. This is like the hardest part of Undertale. Actually impossible to dodge them all. Is that true, Kyle?
Yeah, that's like the whole gameplay. You gotta dodge them.
All right. After that Doctor Who take, Kyle is definitely right. Maybe. I never used any. Does Kyle have any examples of what shows he's watched that make Mushoku Tensei feel generic? I don't. I go back to those that second discussion, however. I feel like we had like a I'm sure it was probably that conversation reference at the end.
I mean, it wasn't isekai genericism generally. It was just general storytelling genericism.
Yeah, that is true. One Piece star. Those are the credits for Pacifist Kyle. You haven't beaten Azriel, right?
Yes, that's true.
That's pathetic. My goodness. Me personally, I would definitely beat it if I played.
Why haven't you played Undertale?
It's on my list of things.
When you were around,
right? Oh no, I'm thinking of no, wait.
2015.
Is Undertale and Hollow Knight the same thing, or are they different games?
No, obviously not.
Oh,
well, leader, I didn't.
All right, I guess we're watching it again. No, I saw a quiz. Where was the quiz? Not we're gonna do a quiz right now, but
let's do true music.
Absolutely
guess that
not.
anime OP.
Oh, it's gone. We'll never find it. As far as I remember, Kyle never really gave a reason for his generic feeling. That's true.
Incorrect.
It was always vague gesturing towards something. Yep. Amen.
You know, sometimes you just got a feeling, Illyri.
That is true. And that feeling is the force, right?
No, it's genericism.
So in my almost 9 years of being
I
on
love
YouTube,
this guy.
I have never encountered something as weird as this. Look, blowback, canceling, all that whatever by a certain sect of the fandom. If you
Wait, do you have a Twitter, Mr. Gems? Because if you tweet that out, I should like repost it or something. But
call them fans. That's warranted. You're on the internet. No one's, not everyone's gonna like it. That's totally fine. But this is
True, Heath. I keep seeing that video and it's recommended. I already watched it, but Illyri won't watch it.
Ari, can you give your analysis of the Liberals and Nationals breaking up? You know what? I did see this on my homepage, and I said don't recommend channel because I was like I don't want to see this. I don't want any politics stuff on my homepage. So I didn't click on it, but I like did this and went like hide channel or whatever. So no, I'm not.
So you don't care about the state of the nation?
Not even a little bit. No.
Any logical comprehension that I could and I'm a pretty logical dude. I'm trying to understand.
I wonder if he's a logical dude. I don't understand.
How did Miller the Killer not hear about this? Embarrassing.
What, this? I have no idea what this is.
The Liberals national thing that he's commenting on in the chat, of course.
Right. I don't really have used Twitter, so I'll pass. Okay, all good.
On any of that. In 9 years, I've never seen something as weird as this. So we're going to talk about it. So,
what do you think happened? What could be so crazy? I'm just so curious.
I made a...
Oh, wait, it's an Andor thing about the sexual assault, which I haven't seen Andor, so I'm not going to have an opinion on this. But
this is in terms of
I
Andor.
called him a rape apologist, Illyri.
Maybe.
Andor comes out, I'll say one tiny thing.
I call you that all the time.
Oh, no, I think this was... I think Miller linked this before, which is that I think he was saying that Darth Vader wouldn't stand up to... Like, he wouldn't allow sexual assault in, like, the Empire or something. It was, like, the funniest thing ever. Oh, my goodness.
Blown up into something. She goes, well, mainly people just hate me. At least that's minority hate me. So, there was a scene in Andor, if you aren't up to date, where there was a lot of... And I gotta
Anakin was pretty sexually harassy with that wife of his, Illyri, so...
That is
and
true.
he threw her on the ground one time, so
Yep.
Censor
You're with him.
words because YouTube can, like...
And you like Jabba, and Jabba the Hutt did unspeakable things to Princess Leia.
He did.
If you say certain words. So, SA, sexual grape. You guys know what that means. Essentially...
I guarantee you that AI knows exactly what it's saying. I don't think it would make much of a difference.
Everybody says grape Illyri and they get away with it.
Maybe.
There was a scene at the end of the third episode where one of the females was SA'd, was graped, essentially. She got away, finally, great. But look, I didn't feel...
It is funny, because, like, maybe right now the AI doesn't know it, but, like, in 5 years from now, there is a 0% chance that all these videos are not, like... like whatever you're trying to avoid saying, the AI is gonna know exactly what you're saying, and it's all good. All the negative consequences you're trying to avoid are gonna happen anyway.
That really belonged in Star Wars.
It depends. I don't know. Obviously, they can tell, but it depends if
Yeah.
YouTube even cares.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like
maybe
I
they really just don't
yeah.
want.
I don't know if they
you to
do
say
care
the
or not.
actual word, and a
Yeah.
stand-in is fine.
Yeah, it probably that might be true. Yeah.
Off-putting. I feel like what George did was that he had implied scenes. So
You're
like Anakin with
genius,
the
what
kids.
can I say?
Yeah.
You know, with the lightsabers, and then it cuts. You know what's going to happen. And there was actually supposed to be a scene where you show all of the kids chopped up on the floor, but they decided against it. And I've covered that as well in video.
Yeah. Fucking
Also,
shit-ass
even Nick
movie.
Giller told me that there was a scene where, you know, the
Say Miller the Killer told me? What did he just say?
Miller the Killer told me.
No way.
He
Wait.
said,
Also,
"This
even Nick
shit
Giller told me
crazy."
that there was a
Wait. Let me say it again. Wait.
Nick
Also,
Giller.
even Nick Giller told me that there was
Oh,
a scene
Nick
where-
Giller. You know who that is?
No. Why
He
don't
is
I
the
know Star Wars?
sword master of the prequels. You know, the choreographer for all those great fights. But yeah, Eric
Yeah,
Whiteley loves
Good
him.
job, bro. Good job.
You know, the hologram scene, that was an actual scene that they ended up taking and turning it into a hologram because it was too dark. That was a full-on scene. Right, where Anakin was choking out one person, like killing
Did you
another,
see
and
that
beheading.
Joe has earlier? Did you pull one out for him?
Rip to the goat. Did he die?
was.
No, he didn't die. He just got diagnosed,
No,
right?
he's not dead yet.
Yeah.
And then fighting Cinderella. That was all filmed. They filmed it in Nick's garage. So,
What is he ranting and raving about? My goodness.
or was it Hayden's? Anyways,
About tone in Star
there's
Wars and what
implied
you
scenes
do and
and
don't
there's
show.
going
Pay
too far with
attention.
Star Wars. Leia with Jabba. You don't see him taking her from the back or, you know, his passing her around or anything like that. Maybe in the
Sure.
books it's explained.
It's just
or the comics
implied.
it's totally different. But everything's implied. He doesn't show it. Doesn't need to go that far, to that length.
Genius.
Right? But with this being shown, to me, I found it jarring. I didn't like it. And the argument a lot of people are making is that it's a real show. It's for adults. I'm like,
Sure.
you need to see that for it to be a real show. You need to see that for it to be an adult show. Listen, we all have
No,
experience.
but like if you're an adult watching it, then it's like probably not going to be that big of a deal, right? Like it's a different type of show.
With, unfortunately, SA. Fuck, I'm just going to say it was sexual assault.
Oh my god, he said it. This is crazy.
And whether it's someone we know very close to
He
us
doesn't
or
care
people
about
we've known or
monetization. This is a real issue.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we know it's fucking real. I don't want to see it in my Star Wars. Look, Sopranos is my favorite show in the entire world.
Did you know that?
Big rape scene in that one, O'Leary.
All right.
Season 3
Of all the
episode
shows out
2.
there.
Get ready.
There's a very real scene with that in there. It fits the show.
Surprisingly
It fits that
little
world. It fits
outside of that
real world
singular episode, O'Leary. Very interesting.
on Earth. This never been done in Star Wars. Doesn't need to be there. There's a lot of people that have a problem with it. I have a problem with it. I don't need to see that. I don't think it makes it some nuanced shows. It's very like what? We don't need to see that. You can imply it if you so wish. You want to go there, cut away like George did. And I feel like we need to follow his beat.
Bro doesn't want Star Wars to be different. He just wants one monolithic Star Wars, and it's so boring. He just wants like them to be like the MCU, where everything's the same and you can't have different variations of things. It's boring. We are anti Star Wars theory here. Okay. Ari, no. Keenersa. Centrist Ari be like, it's probably good, or maybe it's bad, because they can do whatever they want to do with their own parties. True, that is true. Why did this guy censor assault, but not sexual or rape? I don't know. From what I understand, it's an attempted rape. Nothing happens. The guy's immediately pushed away. You know what? I also have not seen the scene, so I have no idea, but I think we get the gist of it, okay? He's mad because it's not like Star Wars, but he's wrong because Star Wars can be whatever you want it to be, and there we go.
No, Star Wars is Star Wars.
Oh, here we go. Okay, you know what? This might be a spoiler for Andor, so I'm a bit scared. Maybe we won't watch it.
Not Andor.
All right, last video. Play right now.
2025 will be my final year posting videos on YouTube. At the end of the year, I will be leaving.
This is my favorite
I've been
guy.
wanting to make
Who is this?
a video like this, opening up to you guys and talking with you guys for years. It makes it hard to be myself, really, because I always have this looming thought of like, what if nobody even likes the real me? You know, what if people just like this crazy version of me and they don't.
It's almost certainly true, right? If you're a content creator, people are only going to know you because of your content, right? But I don't
That's
know.
not what he wants, Larry.
Well, then make content that is more like you, I guess, right?
Actually really care about listening to me talk.
Then he won't. But then everybody will hate him.
Maybe.
My life I was passionate about. For some reason, I would just pull myself out and making a video about it. You know, I told myself that the fans wouldn't care, and I don't know why. I just want to be myself again. I started to feel a hell of a lot more pressure. I just felt like I don't know how to open up anymore, and I just want to feel like I actually connected to my audience. I would film videos, but then not post them, and I guess the reason is that I just didn't feel they were good enough. And maybe I've been using like high views as a way to kind of justify it. Like, yeah, maybe I'm not enjoying it too much, but the
Is that his front door? There's no way, right? Oh no, it's got like lights.
Bro,
and
look at
stuff.
them eyes you paused on. That was pretty funny, Larry.
Hmm.
user.
All right.
Who's that guy in the background?
That's probably a mannequin of him because I don't know why.
No, they just all have that hair color, Leary.
Mm.
Those people, you know.
Damn LOGH versus Kizu Monogatari short crazy. Interesting.
Legend of the Galactic
Oh,
Heroes.
true. That is true. Can you
Or
watch
Log
Roger Base
Horizon.
throw a pillow again? What does that even mean?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
What
There
does
was
that
a
mean?
video on my stream where Roger's Base threw a pillow because he was mad about a One Piece thing earlier. If you're paying attention to my streams or if you're perceptive at all, you would remember this.
Maybe. All right, Heath has sent a Licorice Recoil video, but I am done with this stream. I've been streaming too long. So I'll watch it next time. So yes, thank you everyone. Everyone congratulate Mr. Gems on the great video. Go leave a comment. Give your thoughts. Well, I mean, I don't know if there's anyone here who would leave their thoughts, but if there is, go ahead. You linked it? Did you? What does that mean? Oh, he did. Okay, quickly we'll watch. Fine, we'll watch the link. He's throwing a pillow or something.
No, she's waking up. She's waking up. Too late, we gotta run. Chopper's getting out of there with Momo. Where am...
Oh, he's reacting to a chapter? Oh, he's not happy.
Yeah. She got amnesia, Leary, and he didn't like that as a storytelling device.
Oh, he's like actually upset?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Who am I?
Roger's Base.
Next chapter hits February 8th.
Oh. Good one, Leary.
He's not happy.
Why doesn't he show the chapter as he reads it?
You've got to be kidding me. Who am I?
This is Mill the Killer.
Keep watching.
In the final chapter of
exactly.
My Hero Academia, when Ochako and Deku, they don't have this scene that he wants, okay? My goodness.
This chapter was so good. We had this stuff with Germa. We had this stuff with page 1.
Germa?
We got to see Sanji's raid suit. I was sold on it. Oda, you sold me. You sold me on it. I was like, great, cool. Gave him a reason, great. There is no coming back from this. There is absolutely nothing he can do to make me like this. Nothing. People are going to say I'm mad or something. No, man. This is trash.
Wow. He should stop reading. That's crazy.
Big Mom, I'm turning on the chat. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
They're not in agreement, Leary.
Who am I? Big Mom is going to have amnesia? Now, obviously, oh, who am I? Oh, you're our best friend. Sanji made you a cake. Oh, really? Oh, I'll go meet Sanji then. And then Sanji, this is, no. Absolute garbage.
So did he eventually like give in to the Oda supporters who say that Oda is
No,
never
he
wrong?
still doesn't like
Oh,
even though everybody thinks
I
that's fun.
love that. I respect him for that. Okay, he didn't give in to the haters and the Oda simps.
Oh, Roger's Base is a very hard-headed individual. Don't worry.
I love that. This would absolutely be me. Okay, if I had an opinion about something and I was completely everyone was against me, I would stand
We
true.
know.
All right, excellent.
You want to admit that Ethan was wrong? Did you see that Ethan conceded today? He said that everything I said about denims isn't true. Please don't sue me.
No, I
And
didn't
then
see
he
that.
went away.
I haven't seen the latest
That's what
episode
all
yet.
the tweets that on my Twitter.
Yeah, I doubt it. Knowing Ethan, there is not a chance in hell that he ever conceded anything.
Her lawyers won.
What
Ethan
lawyers?
lost.
She didn't even have lawyers, right?
I saw Mike from PA tweet that she won.
True. Congrats,
like 50K
Gems. That
likes, I
was
think.
more effort than Kyle's last video. That's very funny.
What does that mean? That's
The-
not out yet?
Thank you, Miller. I can't imagine reacting to manga live without even showing the chapter. Who the fuck is watching this? That is true. I mean, it depends.
It's like 10 pages. It's a One Piece chapter.
Yeah. This is me every Chainsaw Man chapter, says Mill the Killer. True. Germa 985 in One Piece. That's what it sounded like. Just like how Roger never forgave Gabby. That's very funny.
True.
Yeah. All right. And with that, I end the stream.
Was my goat.
Yep. And if I'm your goat, guys, then please revisit this stream next time I stream, which will probably be not tomorrow, maybe tomorrow, probably not tomorrow. No, tomorrow's Chainsaw Man, so not tomorrow.
It's going to be in 10 days. Don't believe him. He says this every time.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. It could be in a while, but I'm not watching One Direct Priority anymore. I'm done with the terrible series of movies that I watched with Kyle. What else is there?
Needlessly cruel to Heath. I don't know why you said that.
Yeah, I'm just done with stuff. Anyway, bye-bye.